Ford Video Guy Studio in Salina, Kansas, it's McArthur Live with Tim Bartz and Sarah Davis. For all the information on ordering and production, Ford news, recalls, debunking all the fake news on social media, and whatever's on their mind, here's your hosts, Tim and Sarah. Welcome in. I didn't adjust the camera again. How is everybody doing? Welcome to the live stream. I think we're episode 164 or something around there. So hopefully you guys are having a great day. Hey, the poster looks pretty good behind us. So if you want to go to Bronco Off Radio, it's right behind us. So QR code, if you can zoom in your TV or if you're watching this on a big screen. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a great day. We are recording this and as a that as well. So that we'll have that on your favorite streaming platforms by tomorrow morning, usually actually tonight. But you'll be able to find that there. And if you want to recap or catch it, or maybe you're listening there, come on over to the live stream because we're going to probably pull up some images and such tonight. We are going to talk 2025 Mustang Mach-E later. And on the episode, we'll kind of talk about the order bank is open. Kind of, you can't build and buy online yet, but you can order through a dealer. And that is one of the models, one of the EVs that we can still order. Dealers can order. So we'll talk more about the order guide and what's changed and everything. I'll probably be doing a video on that as well. Plan to do it today, but things happen today. Anyway, so we'll get that going as well. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about some other stuff. We'll probably talk about Bronco a little bit. Not much I can talk differently than last week because nothing's new since last week. But yeah, we can answer those questions as well. Let's see what else. And there's a lot of dealer news updates too. We're going to talk about a couple of those. I wrote articles on. Some of them I haven't yet, but there we go. All right. So how was your weekend?
Pretty good. My child is now 5.
Yeah, he's 5. It's the last age he can put on one hand.
Yeah.
Right. High five.
You know what? I was talking to Jolie, my sister, the other day, and she's like, "Yeah, Jaden has teeth pulled." I'm like, "Wait, he just turned 7. Mine's 5." And I've thought about, when he turns 6 or 7, he'll start losing his teeth. That's a couple years away. We still have quite a bit of time before then. And then Jolie's like, "Yeah, Jaden has teeth pulled." I'm like, "Wait, that could be Will next year." We could start losing teeth in the next year or 2.
Yep.
No.
Get ready with your quarters, Tooth Fairy.
Anyways, yeah. So that just dawned on me that's a lot closer than I thought.
Yeah. Time flies, let me tell you. Time flies. I remember when you were small and little.
I mean, my 2-year-old doesn't have all his teeth yet.
I still remember going to your swim meets when you were in high school.
Those were the best times.
Anyway. All right. Well, anyway, yeah, so I had that going on Sunday. I don't know. I'm not sure what happened Sunday. Oh, well. It just flew by. That's all I can say. But anyway, yep. So, and then today, Jeff had his wisdom teeth taken out.
Yeah.
So, all 4. And one of them was really difficult to get out. One of them was really close to nerve. So, yeah. Anyway, that was not fun for him. He's trying to recover tonight. So he's got his mom though to take care of him. So, anyway, so yeah. So hopefully that all goes well and recovery goes quick for him.
And that little birdie's gonna be leaving the nest soon.
Yes, he's moving out November 1st. So anyway, well, I'll still get to see him here at work.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, let's see what else is going on. Videos of this last week. We had a Maverick Monday video that just kind of popped up and came to me yesterday and said, I wanted to talk about this job 2 stuff because, of what's going to be happening because I got some information on when job 2 might be happening. It could be as early as Friday, from what I understand, but more than likely it's going to be right around November 1st. Probably after, usually they'll have those new job 2s go right after like scheduling happens so that people have about a week to take care of that. And I think for this and here, they're going to probably even wait until almost all of, the job 1 scheduling happens before they worry about it. They want to make sure everybody gets scheduled. We're going to show you today in the scheduling notes that there's not that many retail orders still unscheduled out there for the Maverick. So, but anyway, we'll talk about that a little bit too. But that was a fun video because something nobody's really talking about is there is a cheaper version of the Lobo. So if you haven't had a chance to watch the Maverick Monday from yesterday, I think it's hopefully you guys got something out of it. But there is a $5,500 cheaper version of the Lobo that's going to be available come job 2. So nobody's really talking about the order guide. It's not showing any order guide. You won't be able to get that, but I was able to kind of yesterday's video kind of go through. Here's some things that it won't have because the 702A is basically that's the higher package. It's kind of like a 302A on an XLT F-150, right? You start with a 301A. Well, the Lobo is going to be starting with the 402A. And the 702A is the high package. I don't know why they just launched. They wanted to launch one version, and so they launched the fully loaded version first. But anyway, so yeah, that's check out that video. Not really much difference in the way of a look between the two, but a lot of convenience features, adaptive cruise, basically Lariat type of equipment is what's on that $40,000 version versus the what I call the XLT version in the 402A. And you can tell kind of where it's at because when you look at the order guide, an XLT on a Maverick is a 300A or 300, 301, 302. The Lariat's a 500 series. So this Lobo is a 400, 402A. So that sits right above XLT but below Lariat. So it kind of makes sense. And that's why you have that 702A on the Lobo and why is it not a 400 as well? That's because it's like Lariat type equipment. So now you're 500 and then 600 is your trimmer. So now that puts you up in the 700. So that's kind of how it works. So 20 years in the business, kind of learned some of these things. Anyway, so there's that. So check out that video. I've gone through, I have one Ranger video left, the Ranger Raptor video, and we'll be through the complete guide videos of those. And I haven't started on the Bronco, and you're probably wondering why. I still have some questions on the Bronco, and I kind of want the build and price to be able to use to do the videos. So I'm really waiting for Ford to get that together. So, and no, I don't know anything. They haven't contacted. I have 3 emails, no responses. So not looking the brand manager there. Anyway, so, but I don't know. I think there's something else to come. So that's just my take on it. And I have no rhyme or reason behind why I think that, but I've been told that there's still more to come in the coming weeks. That's what I was told last week when I didn't get a response. And the marketing, the media marketing people that I've contacted and I have communications with says there's more to come.
Yeah.
So that makes you think that's why the pricing isn't available. Is that there's something else they haven't told us about the Bronco. So yes. It's like Christmas, like a little kid waiting for Christmas. I want to know what's going on. We want to know what's going on. So we've had people reach out and say, "Hey, I want to order, but I can't order." We're like, technically, you can order. You just don't know what your price is going to be. There's a lot of people guessing. There's something out there, and there's all kinds of people speculating that it's because the order banks are still open for 24, and they think the prices are going to be lower. That's a good theory. Could be. So maybe Thursday, because a lot of people are actually putting out the date.
Is 24th. This Ford trick or treating?
Maybe. So
is this a trick or a treat?
So they're thinking that, well, okay, they'll get the orders all placed for 24 to finish it out, and then we'll have a lower price one. Well, you don't understand what that's going to do is it's only going to make it harder for dealers because that means those customers are going to cancel those orders, and they're already scheduled. So the dealer can't cancel them, and they're going to reorder for 25. That's what's going to happen, but which you can still do. So it's not a big deal. So I don't think that's quite it, but it would be kind of funny as if the pricing list does come out Thursday.
Yeah.
With the order banks closing the 23rd. So somebody out there like, I told you.
Right.
Like, that's a possibility. We'll have to see. But Expedition 25 order banks are supposed to come out Thursday. Hopefully pricing's what I really want to see. I want to know where's that trimmer going to price out because that's what I'm looking to order. So anyway, all right. So there's all that kind of stuff. That's all the stuff we're normally talking about during Q&A, but there we go. excited
so we
to get
don't
into it.
keep repeating it.
Yeah.
Or well, we're still.
We
probably
will.
gonna have
Yeah.
to repeat it, but
Anyway.
anyways,
There are
stickers.
merch. You can get merch for
Oh,
merch
yeah.
shop today. 20% off through today.
Oh, so all those
Through
that
midnight tonight.
wanted merch for the Maverick meetup, 20% off.
The shirts are in there. 20% off now.
I need to message
through today. And the next deal is free standard shipping, but it's not till October 30th. It's a Halloween sale deal, free shipping. Anyway, so go to my merch shop. It's McArthur.myspreadshop.com. It's also linked in the description or in the show notes here. There you go. And do check out my website, FordVideoGuyMedia.com. I'm just going to sit here and just like sell you on all the stuff that I'm doing. But check it out because that's where I'm doing a lot of the articles that I write. And then we won't talk. Usually we don't talk about it till Tuesday, but I'll go ahead and write and put out the articles for everybody so they can kind of read it. So there's one on there that I did on the Bronco Big Ben because that's I think went under the radar, a lot of those changes. But me being a Big Ben owner looking at it and going, oh, why could I build one of these? Wait a minute. There's no this and there's no that and no this. And then you got to pay for this to get it. And so that article kind of spells it out. So hopefully you guys check that out. And I at some point I might do a video to put on that page because if we don't have any more from any video for tomorrow for next week, I might do a Big Ben rant next week. I'll talk about it for our topic. Did talk to Melissa. Text Melissa Clark. She got second place in the Rebel Rally. Yes. Great job there. She probably would have gotten first if she hadn't gotten a hole in her oil pan, and that was because she swerved to miss a tortoise. So I guess it's worth it, right? So, but anyway, but yeah. So I want to talk to her. We want to bring her on. She said she'd come on. Maybe we can do that next Tuesday because I'd like to get her input. I'd like to say, hey, you got a chance to go out and test for hours. What, 10 hours a day for a week? That 2025 Bronco Sport Badlands Sasquatch. I want to know, how did it hold up? How did it do for you? Did you like it as well as your 24? So we want to get her on here to get her opinion on that. So yeah, so it was real fun. And not only that, but I think Ford Performance in the 4x4 class did really well. It got second place. I think they got fourth, fifth, or sixth. I mean, they had like all the Ford Performance teams were up there, and even some of the privateers. Team 147, they did great.
Yes.
Megan and what was her teammate's name? It's at the back of my mind. It's back there, but they did great. They did a great job, and so did Amanda's team. They were on a live stream, team 189. Amanda and I can't think of her name. They were on our live stream, and they did really good as well. They got like 15th or 14th place, so pretty cool. So Broncos definitely did really well in there, and the Ranger Raptor was, I think, in the top 7. Ranger Raptor did really well, which that's right what it's made for, really. So anyway, but we'll have some of that coming up in future episodes. So all right. Oh, got to do this before we go too long. I don't know if Niles is in here tonight or not, but we're gonna.
I have not seen him yet.
So what's in Tim's cup? There you go. Guess that. And I actually, my other mug that I had is I took home. So we got the dad joke one. So later, their live stream gets a little boring. We'll throw out some dad jokes.
All right.
So you guys can guess what's in. Are you going to give them choices?
Yes.
All right.
Wait, is this? Nope, this is the wrong live stream. I got to re-find it. Because I have manager access on an account, on a different account than the one I have membership with. So I have 3 tabs open on the chat right now.
All right. Oh, by the way, we do have the patches. They're a little smaller. I thought all the patches everybody's been doing has been 3-inch patches, and they're actually 3.5. So they're a little on the small side, but there you go. Got them finally. Got about 75 of those. So we'll be doing. We'll get back into swapping patches with people. You sent a bunch out, right? All the people that I needed to send to.
Yes.
All right. Anyway, so
what should our choices be?
I don't know.
Water.
I can't say because I know what I'm drinking.
Give us okay.
You know
Water, G Fuel.
that? I don't know why you put water in there. Nobody.
No one's believing that. Okay.
Nobody's believing that.
Root beer.
Yeah, root beer. Get you Mountain Dew. Any version. Energy drink. I have to get specific. Also, Sarah found this for me, and I think this is really cool. So, for those of you listening to the podcast, I'll read it out to you. So it says Bigfoot 2024, make America believe again. All right. That's pretty cool. I haven't put that on anything, but I need to put it on my election's almost over now, but that's fine.
I'm really good at finding deals. I found that for 10 cents. It's called Temu.
Yeah, right. All right. I got two here. We're going to do this real quick while you people are doing that. And then we'll get into the membership shout outs in a second. We'll do this real quick. So while you're figuring out what you're doing there. So this in here came from Scott from New Jersey. Ooh, New Jersey. There you go. I don't know if I had gotten one from New Jersey before. So he sent a small sticker of it. Small stickers are perfect for cups and mugs. And then, of course, got a sticker and a patch of his. Now, he's got an old and a new Bronco. And I like his old Bronco. So isn't that a first gen?
Grab a picture.
That looks like a first gen.
No, I don't have room for that.
Yeah, we need to get more. Get another one of those. And this is Bronco Unlimited. This is.
I got room for this.
There you go. And they did a bunch of. They had the Broncos on the beach or something. They had it looked like fun. I saw some pictures on Instagram, and it says, "Thank you for the swap. Keep wheeling and happy trails." So drove the Bronco today and yesterday. Got the camper winterized, so I took the camper with the Bronco and drove it today. And I'm like, man, I'm ready to go off roading again. All right, so there you go. That's pretty cool.
You're ready to go off roading.
So thanks,
How I feel.
All right, and this other one actually was sent to Sarah. He sent two of them to Sarah. So Sarah gave me one. And actually, you contacted him, right? And told him,
yes.
Hey, this is a Fossil Bronco on Instagram. Fossil Bronco. So, and he's got, and if you guys, I know I've seen this all over there. It says, love the truck. Thanks for the swap and bring. So, this was sent to you.
Yeah.
Because she hadn't sent her truck, but that is pretty cool. It's got the Jurassic Park on there. Zoom in, get it. Anyway, looks cool. And then go along with that, it says Clever Girl, and it's got a little dino. Isn't that blue?
So yes, that's Blue, who's a clever girl.
Yeah, I do like this Ford sticker, so that'll go. I have a collection of stickers to put on mugs. I just need to buy more mugs. And then of course their patch is about the same size as mine. No, it's still 3.5. All right. So a lot of these people are getting patches done by a lot of the same people, and they're going, most people are doing 3.5. The ones I got mine done had do. He was not with that same group, and he hasn't been doing a lot of Broncos, but there you go. So
all right, let me see that sticker.
Cool. See, and even the colors on that's a little darker than normal. So there you go.
Oh, mine are off.
Anyway, so yeah, there you go. I'm probably gonna say this. So I got my patches through on Instagram through USA Patches, and I want to be clear with everybody, they're not actually made in the U.S. So
because you were talking about, you found a U.S. company.
Yes, I did. And I was telling you guys, I got a U.S. company. No, he lives in the U.S., but they're all made by all the same people over in Pakistan, and even shipped from them and straight from them. So just so you're aware of that. So pretty cool.
Yeah.
There you go. But the people, I'm probably going to keep going with the ones I did previously because they did a great job, and they do a great job. But yeah, we got to put those on. So I just like to keep things, just like I tell you guys, find a good local dealership, right? I believe the same thing about buying, patches in the U.S. if we can. So help support them. So, all right, put those off to the side somewhere. Okay, right there and there. All right. You want to do the shout outs to the members?
Yeah.
So you can become a member as well if you like by clicking that join button right beside the subscribe button. right there, and that'll give you more information as well as a little video that Sarah's done that she probably needs to reshoot about our membership and what all you get. It's $5 and such. You can do that as well, and it's pretty inexpensive. And we do a lot of. You can find. Oh wait, if you're on an iPhone,
you have to do things a little bit differently. You have to go up to your web browser, go up to little a and big A, and request desktop browser. At that point, you should be able to see it.
Yep. So that'd be an iPad or a tablet, an iPhone or an iPad, I should say, a tablet version. Now, all of our content you can find under the membership. I've also been throwing the news articles in there for the community, being in the community section. But membership content you're going to always find with us is we'll do a Friday live stream where we'll chat about things that, hey, what do you guys, what's going on, but basically it's a midway through the next week. So you guys don't have to go a whole week seeing me.
Unless we're out of town.
Unless we're out of town.
Or you're out of town. Because I've tried doing it by myself. And I'm good.
Speaking of that.
But I'm not him.
Speaking of that, there's and I haven't found it, but Mach-E Vlog posted it yesterday on Threads. There is a get-together for EVs in Austin, Texas, that November 1st, what's a week? 2nd, 9th? November 9th? Yeah, from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. And I think we're gonna drive. It's a cars and coffee and everything for electric vehicles, Lightnings, Mach-E's and such. And so yeah, Jeff and I are gonna road trip down there, take the Mach-E down, stop at all the chargers.
Are you taking the Mach-E rally to a Mach-E rally?
To a Mach-E cars and coffee. But there will be Ford will be there. They said there are going to be some.
I need someone to host some Mach-E rally. So people can take their Mach-E rallies.
But what I'm hoping for is to getting connected with Ford. So Ford, if you're watching, I want to be connected because they said there are going to be some pro drivers there, and I want someone to take my Mach-E rally, and I want them to take and teach me how to drive it.
I feel like you could reach out to someone that we know.
I don't know. We're going to try.
I mean, you do know someone that we've talked to. I feel like he could teach you.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Yes, that's true. And we think we're going to be going to SEMA before that, though. So
yeah,
for one day. I think we're going to be there one day.
We will be gone on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Are we gonna live stream from Vegas?
I don't know. That's not. I know it doesn't go over well every time we do it, but at least we'll be together this time. So we'll see. We'll figure that out when we get there. Anyway, but yeah, so we'll do that. We're just gonna go down and hit it one day. We're gonna hit all the Ford stuff. We're gonna find all the Mavericks. We're gonna find all the Broncos, and then we're gonna head back because those are the videos that did well for us. So.
Well, and last time we got that accomplished in one day. Today, and we didn't really have a game plan either, or a lay of the land. This time we'll have a lay of the land. We'll know what we're going for. We have a plan.
Yep. So we'll hit the Ford Performance booth. We'll hit the Ford booth, and then we'll walk around and see all the Mavericks and Broncos we can find, and
yeah,
or Rangers or whatever Ford vehicles that are there. So we'll have some fun with that. Yep. All right. Okay.
Do a cameo in Vegas.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Good dealer?
Yes. One more vote on that, and I'm closing it.
All right. She's going to get good dealer, and then the voting is going to be closed.
Which tab is this open in? Here we go. All right. This is Van Bortel Ford in East Rochester, New York. Leo was the sales associate. I went to 12 dealers before finding this dealership. They are the only dealer found that had a demo vehicle. So this is from a while back when they didn't have Mavericks readily available at dealerships to see. Leo emailed him 2 days before the order banks opened up. No other dealership contacted him. He was out of town, but was able to order with a spreadsheet he provided with the information from the Maverick Truck Club. Leo sent me an invoice at dealer cost plus 175 of what I asked for 30 minutes after they opened that morning. There's a reason this dealership has received the Time Dealer of the Year award. So this is Van Bortel Ford in East Rochester, New York. And they were the only one out of 12 dealerships to contact him the day that the order banks opened.
Mabsim said that's his dealer.
There you go.
There you go.
So, I mean, they saw someone that wants to order. They kept his information. They called him back like it should happen.
Yep.
So there you go. And Leo was the sales associate.
All right. Well, we skipped out. First of all, you got to close that, but then we got to do member shout outs. That's another reason why you want to become a member. Member shout outs. So what?
Yes.
The poll ended. Because it was over 50% for Mountain Dew and it dropped below to 48. Root beer, G Fuel, Monster Mocha. One of these days I'm going to drink something other than Mountain Dew. But I got Mountain Dew tonight. Code Red, actually. But there you go.
So I actually starred some chats. Which tab am I in? This is getting really confusing. All right, let's see. They said Mountain Dew for me, Mountain Dew Baja for me, root beer for you. Yeah.
What's in my cup?
Yep.
It's also what's in your cup.
No, I don't have Mountain Dew today. I saw the new flavor of G Fuel, so I had to try it. I've been off caffeine for a while now, just drinking maybe a cup of coffee with
New flavor, G Fuel. What?
Sorry, Red Bull.
Oh, Red Bull.
Okay. They released their winter berry limited edition flavor of Red Bull, so I had to try it.
All right.
I got the small cans, though.
Okay, let's do our member shout outs.
Yes.
Remove that.
I am ready for that. All right. We have Board Enthusiast here. He was one of the first to comment besides Ridgeview, our wonderful moderator who keeps the chats going for us and greets all of you. We have Brian Foster. I hope you are doing well. It was fun getting called out on Saturday's Lot Walk. We have R. Quib. Hello, all. Ronald Smith. Good evening to everyone on the live chat tonight.
And actually, I think I got a phone call message from him, but I haven't had a chance to.
I was going to call him tomorrow morning.
Okay.
I was able to listen to his message, but ran out of time to call him. We have Rob Hallmark and Chris here with us.
Oh, and Chris, we'll talk about Chris in a second, too.
We have Mabsim. Hey, everyone. Seems people are excited about Mach-E getting a heat pump. Not sure how it helps cold weather exactly.
You know,
we'll get to that.
I don't know the technology on it. I just know what Ford says. And
yeah. See, Ford Enthusiast is wondering where Niles is at. Has anyone seen him? I have not.
I know that, Niles works really early in the morning. So,
yeah. We have Mike M. Hope everyone is having a good week. Blessings from Tennessee. Let's see. We have Henry. 3 minutes till blast off. Gino. Hello from the Tampa area. Elizabeth. Hey, everyone. Wait, that's for later. Bucko. Good evening, everyone. We have Timothy Clemens from upstate New York and Jack Evans from Orlando, Florida. Let's see. Mike 52G. Hello from Pennsylvania. Francis Arrigo. Bragness. Hello, Tim and Sarah. Great to meet you last Friday. He was here picking up his Chris's customer.
Yes. When was it Chris's? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there were some people here yesterday that picked up a Maverick.
Yes.
And that was Mike Baird's customer.
Yes. And I talked to them.
So, yeah.
So, cool. RiderCon has an interesting intro here, like he always does. Everyone do the pricing dance. Hey, wait a second. This ain't the right channel. Hey, look, I found the peoples. Sitting over there on the Ford Video Guide channel, wondering why I was one of 3 people there.
Yeah, I have it over there because in case something happens to this channel, then those are still over there recorded and everything. So I kind of have a kind of in a sense my own version that's for my channel. So why not? Plus, it gives something every week. If you want to watch the replay over there, that's great. Anyway.
There we go. Ford enthusiast wants to know, what kind of cup do you have? Is it Yeti or Stanley? I mean, you have a Yeti.
This isn't a Yeti, is it?
I don't know.
No, this isn't a Yeti.
No, but I know that the Built Ford Tough is a Yeti.
Yeah, that's a Yeti.
That's a Yeti.
I got from 700 credit.
Look at the top of this. Nope.
No, that's not Yeti.
That's just a tumbler from a shop.
Yeah, I got this for Christmas last year. Dad jokes.
So Wonderful McArthur works like most dealerships, service in at 6:30 a.m. sharp. Sales somewhere between 9 and 11:30. So ours actually is services in at 7 a.m. And they get to leave at 4.
5.
Five.
They still open until 5, except for on Saturdays.
Well, they're open till 5.
Oh, maybe 4:30 or something.
So our lube rack has a split shift.
Oh.
So they are open till 5:30. But the other techs can leave at 4 because they get here at 7. And then our sales team has split shift. So half of them come in and they have to be here by 8:30 for their pump up meeting. And then they get to leave at 4:30.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have our 5:30 team that gets here at 9:30 for their pump up.
Yeah.
And they have to be here or else the sales manager calls them, puts them on speakerphone and starts roasting them in front of the other salesmen. So
you will see some dealerships where if it's a veteran that pretty much has their own clientele, right, that they probably can just roll in whenever they decide they want to or whatever. But even here, even if you have your own clientele and everything, you have to hit the required training meetings. So anyway, so
yep. And that morning meeting, as soon as you're supposed to be here, is required. So yeah.
So
let's see. Anyone else pop in while I was doing those? I don't think so. I think I got
free
everyone.
Coffee. We actually have free coffee at the dealership.
Yes, we do.
So they can go get their own free coffee over at the coffee machine. But sometimes, donuts are included. You never know.
Well, I mean, they have this standing rule that if you leave a vehicle out on the lot or not parked up here in the customer parking area or delivery area,
and someone has to park
it, someone else does, you have to buy donuts for everyone.
Yeah. So gotta park your cars that you showed that day where they need to go every night before you leave. And they have a group that goes around, and if you missed it and you left, then
you're buying donuts.
You buy donuts the next day.
And our sales team, so only our salesmen are pulling cars and parking them and whatnot, but they have to buy donuts for our BDC staff along with the finance staff and the managers, not just the sales staff. So you're getting into a whole lot of trouble if you're not parking your cars.
Hey, I remember when I was working a desk and I had to close the night, and I didn't catch the guys before they left, and I'm out there parking cars at 9:00 at night that they
now
left
they have
out.
lot sheriff.
Yeah.
Well, they stopped doing lot sheriff.
Yeah.
Now they go out as a group and give everyone a chance to park their cars.
Yeah. So anyway. Alrighty. What else we got going on? What's next? All the shout outs done?
Yeah. I got everyone.
There was a question in there I wanted to highlight before I got into it.
Someone asked about FEMA. What?
Oh wait, here's the start. Did you get there? Yeah, this in here is what I want to show. It said, if the build-in price isn't up to date, how do I order a 25 Mustang Mach-E through your dealer? So I know it says build and buy, and you can on a Mach-E as well as a Lightning, you can build and buy, and you can buy it online. Well, the problem is the reason you don't see 25 in there right now is because 25s aren't produced yet. So there's nowhere for them to sit. So how that build and buy works is there's these retail replenishment centers. So like for us, that's in Kansas City. So they build the certain configurations of these vehicles, which is, if you look at the Mustang Mach-E, which we'll look at now, there aren't a lot of extra packages to make it easy for Ford to build vehicles if they don't have retail orders, and then to have these ready and available at these centers to be able to purchase. Well, that's why you can't have build and buy if there's no vehicles built at these centers, right? Because you just can't. So that's why you won't see that until production probably starts. So you probably won't see build and buy on there until January on their website. But you can go to a Ford dealer and you can order a vehicle. So Mach-E is done differently. You can build it out and everything and order it online, or you can do it with your dealer. The F-150 Lightning in that is different in the sense that you cannot order that through a dealer. You can only go online and to build and order. Now, if you go to a dealership, they can do it for you. So then they would go on and they'd see what's in a center at Kansas City close to us. And again, that's why 25s aren't there yet either. You won't see either one of those on the website yet for that reason, because 24s are still out there. But yes, so we'll be doing videos on all that and how you can do that. So you can still order with a dealer just the traditional way. And so I want to make sure I kind of talked about that. So anyway, anything else? These new monkeys. Just okay. Oh, you want to get that one? What's that? Did you not, if you ever seen a YouTube channel out of spec review, the owner of the channel, while traveling across the country, stopped in Salina and complimented the downtown area, like hotel. Yeah, we do have a really nice downtown hotel.
Well, and I know that at one point, Guy Fieri stopped.
Oh, yeah.
For Cozy Inn.
Cozy Inn. Yeah.
We have a renowned little restaurant here called Cozy Inn.
They
make sliders. Oh my gosh, it's the best food.
Yeah, I don't like onions on my burger. On my stuff.
They make sliders, tiny little burgers about that big. They stink.
Yes,
they reek. Never put them in your car and never go inside the shop if you want to smell good.
Their grill is seasoned. We'll just say that.
I can tell you the story.
That's all right. We don't need to. Anyways, the Robert from Texas said, do these new Mach-E's have the Tesla charging port now? No, they do not. And I have, okay, so here's my take on that is that you're going to have one or the other, right? Either the Tesla charging standard, or you're going to have the CCS. There's there's some of both of that out there, right? So no matter what, you're going to need an adapter. So if you transition over to the North America charging standard, yeah, great. You can charge on all the Teslas, but you won't be able to charge at the Electrified Americas or the others. And you can say, well, that's okay, but not necessarily, because I was looking at the trip down to Austin, and there's some places where I'm like, I'm going to stop at the Electrified America because that's what's right there in that area or whatever. I can go a little bit further, hit that one instead of a Tesla one. So I can see that, but I don't think we're ready to just switch everything over until like Electrified America and everybody else is ready to change all their chargers over to the NAS system. I don't think, it's one of those things. Now, if they could put both of them in the car, that might be different. But I think at some point you're just going to have one. Now, I do like the fact that Ford is providing the adapter with the mobile cord. So it'll come with your vehicle instead of having to order it and wait. By the way, when I get my Mach-E in June, still waiting for mine from Ford. So, and we'll actually talk about it, because some people, if you are getting yours, you probably don't want it because there are some issues with one of the with some of the adapters, a batch of adapters, but we'll get into that in the dealer news updates. But so there's that. So I guess that's my take on it. At some point you would need an adapter regardless. If you look, there are a lot of Tesla owners that will have a CCS adapter. So they know that there's going to be a spot where they may want to use one of the others, and they have an adapter to go from the NAS to CCS.
Yeah.
Because I saw somebody, we're charging one right out here.
Yeah.
I won't get into why it's still out here after 5 days plugged in. Kind of bothers me. Because that's uneducated. Anyway, that's fine. But it's out here charged up, and that's not a NAS charger.
No.
They're on a J177166, whatever it is. The J plug. I just got the J plug. They're out there on that. So a lot of them will have the Tesla to the different adapters. at least for the way we have it, we only need one adapter to the NAS. If you had the other, you would maybe need two. You would need the J plug, or you would need the CCS, right? You would need two different adapters, right? So anyway, there you go. But all right, anything else that can wait until after scheduling, or do we need to?
Can I give a hot tip from Ninjas Are Real?
Okay.
Ford just delivered his new Ranger to the dealer. It's awesome. But make sure that if you are a DAV, you let your dealer Ford website know. They will verify you and send you a code for a discount.
There you go.
But you have to go through the website and get verified first.
What's that? It's Ford salutes those who serve, or something like that. .com, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you've served, you go there and check. Some people, if you're retired so long, I think you're active, you can't, but or if you're active, if you're retired, not, but probably it sounds like you disabled, they do. So that's awesome. So, but go in there, you never know, check and see who is and who isn't. There you go.
Just a hot tip from Ninjas Are Real. All right.
There you go.
All the other questions can be held.
Yeah. Balls, I'll get to that. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's get into this scheduling stuff then. Stuff. All right. Where's my slide? Here it is. All right. All right, so let's get into scheduling for this week, and we are in the middle and kind of in the heart of scheduling for those October allocations that dealers have, and for those production dates in December, and in some cases, I think mainly just December still. Some like Maverick and such might be looking at, no, they're still looking at December build dates. So I know that like Bronco Sport and Maverick, we're also going to be scheduling for January build dates this month, but it looks like we're still working on December's for about everybody. So this is really good. So let's go into this because some of these numbers are very low when it comes to how many retail orders are still unscheduled. So that's pretty good. All right, so let's jump in and talk about the different definitions of things that I want to cover here. All right, so orders. Now, what we're talking about here is scheduling of your order that you placed with your dealer, and those orders are placed in the order bank. That's it's a WebDO system, WBDO. I can't remember what that stands for, but that is where those retail and stock orders are placed. A retail order, that's a customer placed order. That's, if you're out there and you went to a dealership and you place an order, that's called a retail order because to them it's it's not going to go into stock. It's going to get sold right when it gets there. So, and then stock orders, those are orders that are placed by the dealer, sometimes by Ford. Ford will pump those orders in there for you, and those will be stock orders. That's how they'll be classified. Now, priority codes can be given to orders. Now, retail orders can be given anything from a 03 to 19 by the dealer. They choose what the 19 is that default, and then 20 to 80 for stock orders. And when Ford pumps those orders in, they automatically put it as a default of 80. Dealers can tweak those and then change those to 20 or whatever, or dealers can put their own orders in if they want instead. Now, the lower the better, so that's why retail order is always looked at before a stock order for scheduling. And then talking about scheduling, that's when Ford schedules an order for a production date in the future months. So we say that right now they're scheduling maybe job one, because this came up in my Maverick Monday video. They're still scheduling job one for job one production dates. And then eventually we'll get into the job two order bank and such, which we'll talk about job one and two in a second. And those will be scheduled when the production for job two starts. So again, production dates and scheduling dates are two different things. Scheduling is when that order is finally scheduled for production date in the future. And allocations, that's Ford gives dealers allocations to schedule their orders. A dealer needs an allocation to schedule an order. So the dealer earns those allocations by their sales of each model within the region. So if they sell good of one model, then they will get more allocations for that particular model. Now, constraints, that is options that are in short supply or take longer to build. And then capacity, that is the planned production rate of a particular, model, trim, a part, certain thing. And that's based on what they can get from their suppliers. So, and then job one and two, production is split into two different runs because they'll launch it with job one. And then if something needs to be introduced or changed in the middle of the year, they're having issues with something, then they will make that a job 2 change. Also, if they want to introduce some new feature and they can't, and it's not ready for job 1, they will bring it in at job 2. All right. And then balance out. That's the end of production for a particular, color, might be a model like the Edge and that kind of thing. So there you go. That's that's the balance out of that. So some of these models we're going to talk about, they're finishing up, they're balancing out for 24 model year and ready to move on to, or balance out for 24 and ready to move on to 25 model year. All right. All right. So let's get into information first on the 2025 Mustang. There's currently 633 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank for the Mustang. The order banks are open up right now, and they continue to open up for retail in-stock ordering. This week, they are going to be scheduling for production weeks, the weeks of 12/2 through 12/16. The Dark Horse handling package will not be available until April of 25. And the Mustang Night Pony package with the black painted roof is only available for retail scheduling and is currently not eligible for stock at all. So stock ordering, you can't do that. All right, limited availability for the GT Fastback with the 5.0, of course, and the 10-speed automatic transmission. And then, so it sounds like to me maybe the manual's okay. Also, limited availability for the 19-inch Sinister bronze painted wheel that's included in the bronze appearance package. That's available on the 201A and 401A. And then very limited to exhausted availability for the 19 by 9.5 and 19 by 10 inch tarnished dark painted low gloss alloy wheels that are standard on the 600A and 700A. So there you go. Nothing else there. All right. Moving on, 25 model year Escape. Currently only 87 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank for the Escape. The order banks are open up. We actually received our first 25 the other day. That came in, and the new color, actually. And then they are scheduled this week for production weeks of 12/2 through 12/9. So those weeks, and main commitment on Mustang as well as Escape means that they're going to schedule stock and retail orders. So if there's a retail order, of course, it'll get selected first. But this is where, if a dealer doesn't have retail orders, then they'll start scheduling stock orders for them that they have put in their system. All right, next up, 25 model year Bronco Sport. There's currently 122 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. The order banks are open up you can also order the Badlands, the Sasquatch packages and everything. They're not ready. They're not going to be ready for until job 2, which is probably in a couple weeks for scheduling or for the order banks and everything. But those will probably be available for production and for production dates in February. So, all right, they are scheduled this week for build production weeks 12/2 through 12/16. So the first half of December. Main commitment. So again, retail and stock are going to be looked at here. Sasquatch Outer Banks package will be available Q1. I just mentioned that, as well as the Badlands package. Says we will be taking retail orders for Sasquatch package. I already said that. So got ahead of my notes here. Limited availability for the Big Ben version. Crazy. And also limited availability for the 17-inch carbonized gray painted aluminum wheel, which I believe that's the standard wheel in the Big Ben. Very limited to exhausted availability on the Outer Banks version, the Badlands version, the Outer Banks Tech package, the Convenience package, and the all-season tire. So, yes. So Big Ben still, even though it's Big Ben is limited, it's a lot better than very limited to exhausted. So Big Ben's probably the way to go on that. All right. And sometimes these availabilities on this have to do with like a tire or something like that. I know that one actually listed a tire, the 225/65 R17 all season. I believe that's a tire that's standard on about all your trim levels. So that's probably why a lot of these are very limited, is because of that tire. All right. 24 model year Bronco. Order banks are open up for. Okay, we'll talk about it in a second. There's only 154 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank for the 2024 model year Bronco. The order banks close tomorrow for about all trim levels. Well, everything will be closed by tomorrow. I did find out, I thought the Heritage Edition order banks were still open. So that is my bad. I thought they were still open for the 24. I think I told people that. They actually are closed for retail. Now, a dealer could put a stock one in for you. and it just wouldn't be put in your name. So that could happen, but for retail orders, they are closed. Here's limited edition is closed. Raptor is closed. Everglades, of course, closed a long time ago. So all the other trim levels are still open, including a Wild Track and a Black Diamond in its current version. So if you're wanting those, now will be put those orders in. Now they are doing for this month is balance out scheduling. Oh, by the way, 25 model year order banks are open up, but pricing is not available yet. So you can place an order, you just don't know what it's going to cost. All right. This week is main commitment for the Bronco. Again, this is balanced out scheduling. So dealers that have allocations is what you're looking for. If a dealer doesn't have any allocations for the Bronco, then they're done with 24 model year. So there's no reason to, if there's an order in their order bank, it's not doing anything because it's just sitting there because you need an allocation. This is the last month for 24 model year scheduling for those last production dates in December. And so, if you're going to place an order with a dealer today or tomorrow, then you need to have that conversation. Do you have allocations for my order? How many orders are in there? How many allocations do you have? If they already have 10 orders and 9 allocations, putting your order in isn't going to probably, depending on your configuration, it could bump somebody else that already has an order in there. So that's kind of how that would work. All right. So there you go. Tomorrow's the last day for scheduling, and with CVP has to be put in the week later. And then limit availability for the 17-inch black high gloss painted wheel that is standard on the Black Diamond, and the 17-inch gray painted aluminum wheel that's standard on the Big Ben. As well as it says 24. Actually, in here it does say 24 Bronco Raptor has balanced out. So if you have a Raptor in there, they're done for 24 model year. So if you didn't get one, you wanted one, you had an order with a dealer that went unscheduled, then we'll place a 25 then. All right. Next up is the 24 model year Mach-E. There's currently 34 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. The order bank for the 24 closes tomorrow. The order bank for 25 model year opened today. So you can place an order for 25 or 24 through tomorrow. This week they are going to be scheduling, balance out scheduling as well. Main commitment. They're going to be scheduled for the weeks of 12/2 through 12/16. Another note here. Don't forget about, once you do place that order, you do have to get the CVP approved still as well. So, all right. That's all I have on that. No real major constraints on that. 25 model year Explorer. Currently 1,064 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. The order banks are open up for the 25 model year, including we are doing job two startup, a main commitment there. And they are scheduled for the weeks of November 25th through 12/16, it says. Limited availability for the ST version and for the 21-inch magnetite painted aluminum wheel. So that wheel there, I believe, is the optional wheel you can get on the ST line. So they kind of go hand in hand there. So job 2 startup, though, there are some changes for job 2. So you might check out, I think I wrote an article about those. You might check that out on those changes. All right. Next up, 24 model year Expedition. They're done. They've scheduled everything they need to. They've balanced that out. There are some unscheduled retail orders in there, but they're not going to get scheduled. So that is done. Order banks for 24 model year are supposed to open up Thursday, the 24th. So I'll be looking for that information. Now, just keep in mind, when they say order banks open up, it's usually the afternoon. The order guide's available in the morning. So next up, 25 model year Maverick. There's currently only 2,631 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank, less than 2,600. The order banks are open up for all different configurations. Just don't forget, job 2 hasn't started yet for those trailer features. If you wanted that on your Lariat or Tremor, and then also your Lobo versions are not going to be scheduling yet either until job 2. They are scheduled this week for main commitment, so retail in stock for the weeks of 12/2 through 12/16. And then, as I mentioned, Lobo version will be available on 12 or Q1 of 25. Very limited to exhaust availability for the XL version, as well as the all-season tire. Man, that's the same tire as a Bronco Sport. So there you go. The issue there. All right. Next up, 24 model year Ranger. Currently only 338 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. The order banks are closed for 24 model year, but open for the 25 model year with pricing. And so you can place a 25 model year order. They are scheduled this week for the 24 model year for the weeks of 12/2 through 12/16. This is balance out scheduling. They want to finish that out for 24. Main commitment, so stock in retail ordering. Limited availability for the 17-inch gray painted aluminum wheel that is included in the sport appearance package, the standard equipment on XLT, as well as the 18-inch machine aluminum that's included in the Lariat sport appearance package, which is standard on the Lariat trim. Also, limited availability for the trailer tow package. So, other than that, that's about it there. All right, next up is the 24 model year Super Duty. The order banks are closed for 24 model year, open for 25 model year. There's currently 9,564 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. The order bank, or they are scheduled this week at Kentucky Truck Plant for the weeks of 12/2 through 12/9, and at Ohio for the weeks of 12/9 through 1/13. This is balance out scheduling for 24 model year, and so they want to get those last ones scheduled out this month. Yeah, all right. Most of those are for dealers. Limit availability for the limited version. Also limited availability for all these that I'm going to talk about. The 20-inch dark carbonized gray high gloss painted aluminum wheel and matte black hub covers and center ornaments. That's the optional on STX and the XLT Sport, and standard on the Lariat Sport, I believe. The 20-inch bright machine cast aluminum with the caribou painted pockets. So that also that's going to be, I believe, your King Ranch version, right? And then the 19.5-inch forged polished aluminum with the bright hub covers and center ornaments. That's standard on the F450 for chassis cab, and then standard on the Lariat 450 and 550, and then optional on the XLT 450 and 550. So that's the typical wheel there. So that's why we're having some dually issues. The dag wheel ornament that's included in the two-wheel drive single rear wheel with the bright hub covers and the 10.5-inch axle, and then the 4.5 or 4x4 front axles. It's available on the F450, 550, and 600 with the 4.3 or the 488 ratio regular rear axle, and then the 179-inch wheelbase fuel tank with the low sulfur diesel fuel, and then 203-inch wheelbase fuel tank with the low sulfur diesel fuel. Those are also all limited availability there. So here we go. All right. Okay, that's it. 25 model year F-150. There's currently 2,762 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. The order banks are open up. Scheduling's happening for the 25 model year. It's all good going for most of the plant, for one of the plants anyway. So they are scheduled this week for production weeks 11/18 through 12/9. This is 25 model year scheduling for the Dearborn truck plant. Kansas City previewing full on 25 model year launch. Says so they're previewing orders now, but they are not scheduling at Kansas City. I think they start production in January. They are needing some Raptor 801A orders because everybody wants that 37 or the Raptor R's, so they're needing that. Also, limited availability for the 2.7 liter engine, the 3.5 liter engine, the 5.0 liter engine. So looks like hybrid's the one you want if you're wanting to get scheduled, or if you're a dealer out there wanting to get your order scheduled and not scheduling, you might want to think about putting some hybrids in. All right. Also, limited availability for the 20-inch dark gray with the machine aluminum wheel. It's standard on STX. Also, limited availability for the twin panel moonroof, the extended running board that's included on the bed utility package, and the Tremor also is limited availability right now. All right. Next up is a 24 model year Transit, currently 2,876 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. The order banks for 25 model year did say opens today. I didn't even look for that. Maybe we'll look for that in a little bit. Order bank's supposed to open up today for that, and that kind of went onto the radar with Mach-E, but it looks like they are scheduled this week for production weeks of 12/9. Transit orders with the Transit Trail will not be selected for scheduling. Transit Trail orders with the dual rear wheel and the chrome HID headlights are or the black HID headlamp will not be selected for scheduling either, and limited availability for the medium roof passenger van. So there you go. So there's all that. So those are, again, scheduling notes just for this week. So if you're out there and you have any questions on that, you're watching the Wednesday scheduling video, drop those down in the comments so we can answer those as quick as I can. Those that are watching this live with us, which are doing every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Central, we'll take those questions live right now. There you go.
All right. I didn't really see any questions about scheduling.
I didn't notice until now it said Transit was supposed to, order banks was supposed to open today. I didn't even look to see, but Transit's not really one of those that
But let's see.
I focus. We usually get like one transit a month, so allocations. So we'll look it up while you're looking that up.
All right. I still have an unscheduled order for 2024 Mustang GT. Dealer and Ford said they are still making them.
Nope, they're done. Well, they're making them correct. Okay, so they're still, again, here's how this works. So they schedule in advance, right? Because they can't start, they aren't just going to say, hey, we'll just start producing this one right here. Let's just take this order and produce it. They schedule in advance. So when we say, like in this, where right now they're scheduling on 25 model year Mustang, so they're scheduling this week for production dates 2 months from now. So we're in October. That's the 10th month of the year. They're scheduling for December, which is a 12 month. So again, they're scheduling for December build dates. So they're scheduling in advance. So currently they are producing the 24 model year, right?
But they aren't scheduling.
But they aren't scheduling. They've already figured who's going to get those, and they've already been scheduled out for that. If you have a 24 model year Mustang, it'll stay in there, and eventually Ford will delete it, but it's happening. You need to order a 25 model year.
Yep. Now, if your dealer they may be saying, oh yeah, they're making them. You may be able to find a GT that you like on the lot as they're coming in for stock units and whatnot. So you may be able to find one on a lot somewhere, but you will not get your order scheduled.
You might double check that it did get scheduled. Maybe,
you might check.
Maybe call Ford Marketing and see if it actually got scheduled, and they just don't know what they're talking about at your dealer.
Yes. If you purchase 360 Copilot, is there a subscription that you have to pay to use it?
No.
And I like Ninjas for Real answer, or someone said, don't give Ford
any ideas. So I assume we're talking about the Ford Copilot 360 package, not the Assist. The package that comes with the Bliss and lane keeping, well, neither one of them requires a subscription, but the Copilot 360 that's optional on the XL and XLT is not a subscription, but is optional.
Yes.
If you're talking about the Assist, that is not available on XLT.
Yeah. If my order for a 24 Super Duty is not scheduled this week, when is the last day it can get scheduled?
They're still scheduling. I mean, Super Duty is one of those models, along with F-150, where they don't try to schedule like Maverick. They schedule all of our retail orders the first week, right? They try to do that. A lot of the models will do that, but the trucks don't. Like when I say trucks, Maverick's a truck, but I mean the Super Duty and F-150s are one of those where they schedule a little bit every single week. So they don't use all of your allocations that first week. So there's still a couple more weeks that it could get scheduled. I think the week of December 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, the week of the 4th probably is the last week they're going to schedule a 24. But that might change. It could be the week of the 28th. So either the week of the 28th or the week after that will be the last time they're going to schedule a 24 Super Duty, probably.
Yeah. And Peugeot's the one that told us not to give Ford any ideas.
Yeah.
Chris Bryan wanted to know if he thinks, or if we think, if a 2-door 24 Bronco Heritage Edition will be worth more in the future since they're only making 4-door. I mean, it really depends on if someone really wants a 2-door.
Yeah, I mean,
the value and something like that.
Yeah, it's hard to tell on the values. I mean, in the long run, I mean, we think it should be, right? Mm-hmm. Just like I think one of the things that's going to be a really hot commodity is if you have a Heritage Limited Edition in Peak Blue.
Yes.
Because they introduced that color as Job 2 about the same time they stopped making 2-door Heritage Limiteds.
Yeah. Now,
So,
really,
right?
when it comes to cars like this, the value is really in how many people want it
Yeah.
and what
Demand.
they're willing to pay.
Yeah. It's hard to tell. I mean, it's one of those, because there will be down the road, kind of like, you look back on some of the ones and said, hey, they only made so many of these, and a lot of people didn't realize that, and then down the road, it is more
You'll see people
worth more money
and
because
they're
that's one of those
Yeah.
that's they only made that color like for this long, it's like
Yeah.
peak blue, like Everglades and the desert sand. Desert sand color is back, but Everglades is no longer back. So if you have an Everglades in the desert sand, I think that's a pretty rare one.
Yep.
But again, it's probably holding on to it for a while.
And the desert sand probably wasn't as common or as wanted as some of the other colors. So again, it's all in the eye of the beholder.
Back then, you could only get it on the Everglades.
Right.
You couldn't get on the others. Now you can get on the others, but
yeah.
So, which I like. And the desert sand and the Mach-E rally looks really good too with the new
So really, it's all about people's the value people put on it for you.
I have a 24 Mustang Mach-E rally and Grabber Blue. Grabber Blue went away. Just saying. Maybe mine will be rare.
And Peugeot said the Strop edition will prevent the two-door Heritage from gaining value because that's kind of taking place of the two-door Heritage when you think about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right now,
I feel like it's taking place of that.
Yeah. Right now, trade-in values, you won't see any affected. You won't see a higher one. Now, if someone's like, oh, I missed out on a two-door, I really want one, and they run into someone that's like, yeah, I'm trying to sell it, you might be able to sell it for more.
Like trade-in value now on two-door might go up. A two-door 2.7 liter, I think, is very rare. That would actually maybe make it worth more.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
bring a trailer sales, stuff like that.
It is a little disappointing that Ford. I mean, there's a couple configurations. It's like, okay, well, man, that just takes it out. If you wanted a two-door, it's you got a base or Badland. That's it. Mm-hmm. That's all you can get a two-door in. Because unless you want the limited edition, which again, how limited is that going to be? I mean, we're a dealer that if we're only going to get one or two, we like to say we're always going to be the best priced. But when it comes to a limited, something that's rare, like a F-150 Raptor R, you will see us mark it up over MSRP. We're going to be very transparent about that. And that might be something too, that we don't know what we're going to be pricing the Strop edition. If it's very limited and we're only going to get one or two for the whole year, then more than likely we are going to be over MSRP on it. So we'll have to just see how limited it's going to be. So anyway. Hopefully not, because now we're rocking along with Raptors, Bronco Raptors, and Ranger Raptors at invoice for us now. So if you want to order one of those, we're doing invoice because we're getting a lot of those allocations. So early on we weren't because Ford said you're only getting it. In fact, Ford's already told us we're going to get 4 Bronco Raptor allocations for 25 model year, but we don't believe that because, and I think actually that's for the first run. It's because there's a lot of months where there's dealerships that don't take them, and so then they become available. So we're always able to get some Bronco Raptors and Ranger Raptor allocations. So there was one month we got 3 Ranger Raptor allocations. So we believe we're going to be able to get more allocations of those. So that's why we're doing that kind of pricing.
And Peugeot has a 21 Bronco OBX Lux 2.7.
There you go.
With the 4x4 and tow package.
Yeah. Well, like Derek Stidham,
I
don't have his 2.7, but he's got 2-door Outer Banks with the antimatter blue, which they did away with. So that's why he's like, I'm keeping that.
Yeah. So. Do we know when 25 Lightning will release?
It already has. The order bank's out, but again, that's not something you can't order an F-150 Lightning.
Yeah. And
so until Ford starts making them, which is what, January?
Yeah. And they didn't change anything on it for this year for 25, did they?
There were some changes. I did a video on some changes.
It's just been so long and there's been so many models in between.
They made a few. They made Lariat. They took leather away from Lariat. What happens to F-150 happens to Lightning for the most part. So it lost Lariat, went to ActiveX seats. That was a big thing that people didn't like. They made a few other changes. But I mean, like we actually have on, I think they're 24 model years though. We have 10 Lightnings coming in. So we went ahead and grabbed 10 from the replenishment center because there's a special deal that you can discount those down. So we're gonna have really competitively priced F-150 Lightnings available. So
Yep. All right. Those were all my scheduling questions and a couple of others. If you had asked a question and I haven't gotten to it quite yet, it doesn't really pertain to what we're talking about. Or I feel like we may be talking about it later.
yeah, so we might hold those for later. All right, I don't need to talk about this. Okay. All right. Let's get to this. Don't forget my slide. Especially that one with the little doggy bringing a newspaper. All right. Okay. People ask, why do you have a dog on that slide? Well, he's got the newspaper. He's bringing the news, the dealer news.
My dogs never do that.
All right. So this is what I was just about ready to talk about, actually. So Ford came out with a national pilot program involving the 2024 F-150 Lightnings. So what Ford found out, and I think they're going to see that this is not, I actually saw something that the other Ford Authority, I think, posted today about, having more vehicles that people are ordering instead of having a bunch of vehicles on through the lots and everything else like that. Ford, that's not going to work. So like the Lightning, what they did is they said, okay, we're going to build them. We're going to have them in these centers so you can just grab them when you need them. You don't have to have them on your lot and yada, yada, yada. Well, there's times when somebody comes on the lot and they're like, I want it now. I don't want to wait 2 weeks. I want it now. Right. Or maybe the car broke down and they're like, you know what, while I'm at it, I just will get something I want, or something. But, they are making a special deal, and I think they're figuring this out because these are just setting at these retail centers, right? And so they're having a special deal. It says for the 24 model year Lightnings, participating dealers will have the opportunity to earn an incentive for replenishing up to 15 eligible 2024 model year F-150 Lightnings from the RRC. For the duration of pilot program. So this goes from October 15th through November 15th. And so we did this. This is why we bought 10 Mach-E or 10 Lightnings. So the incentive opportunity is limited to 15 units replenished by dealers from the RRC. Customers will receive the incentive payment automatically based on the total number of 24 F-150 Lightnings. So if you start seeing Lightnings on some dealer lots and all of a sudden they're discounted 1,000, 1,500, you'll know why, because each unit is retro back to the first. So if you purchase between 1 and 9, you get $1,000 per unit for XLT, Flash, Lariat, and Platinums, it does say. From 10 to 15, it's $1,500 a unit. Guess how many we bought? 10. That lower one, we grabbed the very minimum we had to get 1,500 each. So you'll see we'll have some Lightnings, and we ordered a lot of Flash editions because we found out for us that people wanted that extended range on the F-150 Lightning, and people were okay with XLT kind of trim but extended range. Well, that's your Flash edition now. So we found out when we had an XLT and a Flash, the Flashes were going in a Flash. So that's what we ordered. So we got a bunch of those Flash editions coming in, and we will use that money and we will discount them down to help sell F-150 Lightnings for us. Because something else that I think I highlighted a while back was there's something that's going to hurt. That's going to help I think I said this to members. Not the benefit of being a member. I talk about some things that sometimes I don't always make it to the live streams. And I talked about this in a lot walk that I did, that what Ford's going to do now is, depending on how well you sell your electric vehicles, and that's all electric and plug-ins, hybrids don't count. That's going to dictate how well you get allocations. So allocations will be based on how well you sell electric vehicles within your DMA, within your market area. So that's going to really help for us. It's the KC region. So we're going to, buy these up. We're going to sell them cheap, and we're going to be one of the top Lightning dealers, and that will help us for allocations for other models. So again, some of those things that you learn, and probably I shouldn't be talking about in here and giving other dealers ideas. So if you're a dealer, just disregard that. All right. 24 model year Bronco and Bronco Raptor retail order banks are closing. I already talked about that. No reason to harp on that anymore. So they're closing tomorrow. Get your orders in if you want. Let's see what else here. Oh, matte clear film repair procedure and process. So we're seeing Bronco's going to have the matte film, which I don't know yet whether or not they're going to put it on any painted roofs. I assume they won't do it on the modular, but I would think if it's a black painted or a body colored roof, if they're going to do the side body, they'll do the roof as well. I mean, it'd be kind of weird to have a shiny roof and a matte finish on the side. But anyway, there are procedures in here for dealers for if there's issues with that, because there's a 10-year replacement program set up. So it kind of basically in here, that's it kind of highlights the procedures, where you can find the procedures for getting a warranty on this, how to get it fixed for the customers, and that kind of stuff. So if there's any cracking or anything like that, the film is coming up, that kind of stuff, then you can get it replaced. So go to your dealers, and it shows dealers what to do there. Now, this is the one I was talking about earlier that I mentioned, that the fast charging adapters that are some of those have been shipped out to customers, and they're saying do not use them. So there's a batch. It says Ford identified a potential issue with some fast charging adapters. Continued usage over time may result in charge port damage and reduced charging speeds. Ford will be notifying affected customers of the following. 1, Ford recommends that the customer discontinue usage of the affected adapters. 2, that Ford will be sending a no-cost replacement in the coming weeks. And 3, to check Ford Pass in the in-vehicle public charging app for other charging options within the Blue Oval Charge network. So basically non-Tesla chargers, because you won't be able to use it. So if you did not receive the email, you don't have to worry. So Jeff didn't receive an email. He'd already received his. So what we found out, we did have a customer that is receiving theirs. It's in the mail, but then they got the email. So I think a lot of people, if this is in process to you, then that's probably the charger. So that's the batch that had issues. So it's kind of like a recall. Hey, if it was built between these dates, we know these are bad ones. So they're going to send you a new one. So if you got the email,
hopefully faster than the first one.
Yeah, hopefully faster than the first one. If you got the email, then you know. If you didn't get the email, then you're not affected by it. So, so Jeff can keep using his. So, so there you go. It says notified retail customers are being asked to review the current address in their Ford Pass account. If it is correct, no action is required. If it needs to be updated, customers will be asked to do so by October 24th. So that way they can get it, especially like if they moved in the process. Right? So, all right. The Ford connectivity package. We'll talk a little bit about that package on the Mach-E here in just a little bit, but the 25 Expedition as well will have the Ford connectivity package, and this will control, in some of the vehicles, it controls more than it does in others. I noticed that. On the Mach-E, it only controls like a couple things. There's a karaoke app where you can do karaoke in your car while you're waiting for it to be charged, I guess. There's some video streaming. There's audio streaming that uses the Ford connectivity. And then the Wi-Fi hotspot now is using the Ford connectivity. Instead of having a 5G Wi-Fi hotspot as part of Ford Pass or Ford Pass Connect, I think it was getting confused for people. They took it out of the Ford Pass Connect and made everything Ford Pass Connect free. And then they moved that into the Ford connectivity package. So in some vehicles, like on the Expedition, I think it actually also affects your Google Maps. So if it's the Google or if it's the Ford digital experience, then there's more features that is included in the connectivity package. But in like the Mach-E, it doesn't. There's like 3 features, and I was looking at them going, well, none of those would be a big deal to me to lose, But the connectivity package, though, now be purchased as a one-time at the time of delivery or on your order. So it's $745 for a one-time, what they call a lifetime. For it, it's $745. So you will have no monthly fees after that. You can put it on your order when you order, or you can buy it from the dealer when you purchase your vehicle. So you can say, throw that in there. I want that. So that gives people opportunity to go ahead and order it, come in, they can play around with it and go, okay, yeah, I kind of like that stuff. Go ahead and order it on my vehicle before they do their paperwork. There's also a 1-year plan as well option, because they get 1 year for complimentary trial. That's what they call it. So then after that, you can reactivate every year. It's $150 basically every year, if you want that. And the difference between doing a 1 year and a lifetime is how long do you keep your vehicles? If you're somebody that trades every couple of years, maybe you want to do the yearly plan instead of 745. So especially like if you have a Mach-E, I don't know why you want to do the lifetime if you're going to do a 3-year lease.
Yeah.
Because in 3 years you're going to get rid of it, or it'll go back, right? Because that, if you do a lifetime, it stays with that VIN.
Ooh.
So it doesn't, you can't like transition it to another vehicle. It stays with that VIN. So if you purchase, like if on the Expedition, I get this, right, then that 745 will go to the Expedition. If we trade the Expedition after 3 years, it goes with the vehicle.
I don't like that.
The next owner gets it or whatever. But so, and I thought about that about the Blue Cruise, like Jeff's came with the 3 years of Blue Cruise. And I was like, well, I could have had that option, I guess. And you look at it that way, when you do it on purchase, you're paying payments over time.
Yeah.
But like right now, I don't have Blue Cruise. So, which I'm thinking of doing a monthly Blue Cruise when we go down to Austin. Because see, that's where we talked about.
Yeah.
If I'm going to drive for 24 hours, 12 hours down there and 12 hours back, that I can get past I want that Blue Cruise for $50 that 1 month. But anyway, so there you go. A couple of different ways for that. We're going to see that Ford connectivity package on a lot of vehicles coming forward. It's just the start of things there.
So Bow Family EVS, does it stay with the VIN forever, or does it get reset like Tesla does with each owner? So that's on that vehicle permanently.
Yes. So they're saying it's a minimum of 7 years. And so then they're like, well, what's that mean? Well, they don't know in 7 years if this technology is going to still be, they're going to still cover that, right? It's kind of like your iPhone. Some of them are like, hey, we're not going to support this version anymore, right? So they're saying minimum 7 years.
Okay.
So $100. I mean, just a little over $100 a year.
But it stays with that vehicle.
Yeah.
So even though it gets a new owner,
that owner gets basically the Ford connectivity package
for free.
Complimentary, because they had to purchase the vehicle to get it.
That's right. Complimentary.
There's a difference between free and complimentary.
We learned that a few weeks ago.
All right. Let's see. What's this other one? Oh, okay. So that's all I have for dealer news. Any questions on any of that stuff?
Let's see.
I won't write articles on every dealer news updates.
Right.
Like some of those, it's like, hey, if there's going to be a discount, like the order bank's closing on the Bronco, I didn't really talk about, that kind of stuff. But we've talked about the connectivity package for a while. But
yeah. The chat's chatting tonight. All right. Let's see. So on the Charger, Bow Family EV said it's a CSP, not a recall. And I did want to clarify that it is a CSP, not a recall. He was just comparing it to a recall.
I was comparing it in the sense of it's kind of like a recall where these ones are affected, kind of like, hey, vehicles that were built between this day and this date, that's the recall, right, is affecting those vehicles. Same way on these Chargers, it affected a batch of them, so they know which ones it affected, and they're going to get them a new one. So it's similar to what a recall is. Yeah, I know it's not an actual recall.
Yeah.
So,
but
yeah.
Just wanted to clarify for those out there.
Yeah, so.
When we get ready to order a Bronco base model, is your dealership going to sell base at invoice?
Yes.
Okay.
I think some people out there think that's going to be limited availability or something. And no, it wasn't back when they had it before. Now you're kind of seeing base is going to come in, and now you see Big Ben is now standard mid package. And the reason they have that is so that they can, because I think before Ford felt like base and Big Ben were too close together. And so it was just a different kind of look. And so they're really wanting to separate those apart by saying, okay, a Big Ben is going to come standard mid package. minus your auto dimming rearview mirror. Whereas the base, won't have the option of getting the mid package. And so, but it shouldn't be limited availability. Now, production rates, I mean, it'll probably, like right now, I don't have the commute. I don't have it, but I know on each of the trim levels in the Bronco, it's a certain percentage. I think like Badlands was, I think the capacity was like 22% or something like that. And I think Outer Banks was like right around 20%, right? And then some of the lower trims like Big Bend was like 17 or 15%. Base will probably come in around that. Probably 10 to 15% of the production will probably be base. So they'll allow for certain one, and that gives them an availability to have a lower priced one. But some people are trying to guess on pricing. So maybe we should put that in there. What do you guys think the pricing will come in at for the base on the Bronco? Keep in mind, the cheapest Bronco Sport is $30,000. Let me tell you, because some people are giving some prices out there and everything, and I know that the Bronco back in 2021 was $29,900. I get it. A Maverick was 20 grand too. So, right. So we want to go back to the good old days. We can do that, but let's be realistic. A Bronco Sport, base Bronco Sport starts at $30,000 plus destination. So where will a base Bronco come in at? It is 4-door. It is 2.3, but it can be in a manual. What will that come in at? I think at least 34.
Peugeot says 34.9.
Yeah, I think I actually watched the post that he had put that out there. And I think I kind of like that thinking there. I think right around that 34 price range, I think is probably about right. I mean, when you look, I think, when you go to, a Big Bend, when you add a convenience package and some other things, or maybe if you look at a Heritage Edition Bronco Sport, you're right around that 33, 34 range. So I think then having Bronco start from there and being a little less than a Bronco Sport Badlands, I think is probably right. So anyway, so I'm
have them overlap a little bit.
Yeah. So, I think under 35, definitely, I think they should be under 35, but so I think he might be kind of in a good price range there, and maybe he knows something I don't. Do you have the price list? Send it to me.
Reach out if you do. Base can also be 2-door.
Base can be 2-door. So maybe 2-door comes in at $34,900.
And you get 4-door for an added price.
I don't know. We'll have to see.
Steve says $34.99, and it is his birthday today. Retired Ford employee, 30 years of service.
Well, thank you. Build some great quality vehicles between 91 and 2021.
Yes.
What plant? Probably a variety of plants, but did you build my 2021 Bronco?
That would be fun.
-10. I don't.
So Rushman says, I think it'll be closer to a Bronco Sport Badlands, around 37 to 38.
Okay. Yeah. Now so I'm looking right above where my monitors are is my window sticker for my Bronco. So 2021 Bronco, granted it had mid package. It had $3,500 in ads, and it was MSRP was $42,500. So it was $39,000 basically before ads. So that was a Big Ben. So base,
And Peugeot says 4-door will be about 38. I love that the members can do those special little emojis. And like on that one, it looks like a Bronco, and it's 3 Broncos in a row on YouTube. But then on our site that we use for the streaming, it says Bronco, Bronco, Bronco.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. 4-door base Sasquatch will be 51. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think some people were saying something about Sasquatch being $9,000. I thought it was. I remember. I don't know. I thought it was like a $6,000 or $7,000 package. Where did we get? How did we get up to $9,000 all of a sudden?
Joseph
crazy.
$32,995.
We'll see. Anyway, okay. All right. We'll see what happens.
Transmission. Oh, he was on transmissions.
Yeah. There we go.
Isn't that what your dad did?
My dad worked on them.
He worked on Ford transmissions.
My dad fixed them for years. So, yep. All right. All right.
Plus the automatic tax. Yes.
Yeah. Plus the automatic, plus tax. Yeah. All right. Well, anyway. Okay. Oh, I was looking up transit. So transit order banks did open up today.
So Ford Enthusiast is like, so Bronco Sport Badlands with Sasquatch equals Bronco Big Bend with Sasquatch. Is that right?
Bronco Sport Badlands with Sasquatch equals Bronco Big Ben with Sasquatch. For pricing? Maybe. Is that what they're thinking?
Are you thinking pricing or level wise? Like they match each other in equipment.
Capabilities? Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. All right. I don't know. I'd like to see where Big Ben comes out with the mid
In
package
terms-
too, because like now, of course, I have to play around with it and see what
Capability.
Okay, Billy. Okay, what like if I ordered a black diamond right now, right?
That's what Ragnarcon said.
If I order a black diamond, what is the price? Now, then you go Big Ben mid package. Of course, it had to be a black diamond mid package, and then on 25, if I order Big Ben with the black diamond package, you don't have to order the Sasquatch to get it.
Yeah.
I still don't like the fact that you have to add Sasquatch. You have to add black diamond, because why not just go Big Ben and add Sasquatch like we can now? So there's so many things that the Big Ben trim I feel like is just like,
man,
what were you thinking? Because there are a lot of things and a lot of requirements and a lot of changes to that Big Ben trim. I think that some good, some bad. They did it with the two door. I mean, a year ago they did away with a 2.7 on the Big Ben. They now you can't get LED, the HID or the signature light. You can't get auxiliary switches without going to the black diamond. But what if I don't want the black diamond look, but I want auxiliary switches and I want the LED? Don't get me started. I am a person that likes the black diamond, so if I were to order one right now, I would probably go with the black diamond package. But I want the new. I think they should have included the grill into the black diamond package.
Yeah.
Because that was one of the main reasons that I wanted the black diamond was I wanted the grill and the rock rails and the standard rear locker.
Right.
Maybe you had to go. Yeah. Anyway,
So,
and advanced four-wheel drive. So those are the reasons I kind of liked it. But the only reason I didn't go that route, to be honest, was the LEDs,
yeah,
signature lighting, and I wanted cloth seats for me. And I do like the cloth seats.
so,
and I don't think there's anything wrong with the marine grade vinyl either. At the time, I was thinking they were vinyl, not marine grade vinyl, which are really good.
Yeah.
In that case, I would have liked, man, because the floor of mine are just nasty, and I would have liked the washout flooring. So, I mean,
yeah.
I don't know.
So that opened up a little can of worms there. So he was talking about capability. Ragnarcon says Bronco Sport Badlands, Sasquatch equals roughly Black Diamond non-Sas. And then you have in Peugeot, no, in OBX Advanced 4x4 non-Sasquatch has more capability than the Bronco Sport Badlands Sasquatch.
Yeah.
They go back and forth. Bronco Sport Badlands has a pseudo rear locking axle. Black Diamond has a standard locking axle, but it's really hard to compare. So there you go.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah. So it's really more of what are you looking for in a vehicle? What are you wanting in a vehicle? Do you want height and clearance, or do you want small and compact? It's all in what you're wanting or needing.
Yeah. So Vols asked if your mom gets an Expedition trimmer, if she'll stop. She doesn't drive the Bronco that often. I mean,
yeah,
she really doesn't. But a lot of times she likes to grab it on Saturday and run errands on a Saturday, and that kind of thing, and drive it over the weekend. She doesn't usually drive it to work. We do have the Roush exhaust, and so she doesn't like the rumble.
She doesn't like pulling up to a school.
She pull up to the school with I'm like, oh yeah, kids, I think you're cool though. No, I mean,
there's no kids there when she gets there.
She's thinking that the trimmer, for one, I mean, remember when we had the what was it, that one vehicle we had that had like the different color interior, and she really liked that, right? It's kind of like this, with the orange accents and everything. She goes, does it have to be orange? I'm like, yeah.
That's the whole thing about it.
But so that's part of it. But I think it'll have a better ride too. better suspension, off-road suspension should be a little better ride. But so plus she's thinking too is there are times when we would be able to take that on, 60% of the trails that we go on now in Colorado, we could take that expedition on as well. We could take it on 10 Cup. It could easily hit 10 Cup. It could easily do the Cumberland Pass. Now the backer way at Cumberland Pass, probably not. But, it can do a lot of those ones. I mean, heck, I think it could do American Flag Mountain, to be honest, and some of those. So,
well, I mean, then we could
especially when I had a lift. Just kidding.
Then we can. I just imagine.
You're like, I can't get in it now.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm just imagining her trying getting her school stuff in and out of that each day with a lift on it.
No, anyway, I do like
more family outings.
There's so much I do like with the trimmer. I'm wondering where it's going to come, because we've been purchasing XLT 202As with the special edition package for the last several expeditions. That's kind of like our price range right there for that. So I'm really interested to see where the trimmer is going to come in. I think that it'll be like the Maverick is doing now, where the trimmer comes with some of the technologies. So I'm kind of in my mind thinking limited pricing, which I don't know. Anyway,
so you said I wish Ford would offer more exciting colors for the Bronco, similar to what Jeep Renegade did. Here's the thing: they are now offering wraps.
The matte wrap, yeah.
Well, wrap. Well, not just.
I kind of need that just
remember,
to protect the side of it from off-road.
Ford said that now you can get wraps that are Ford approved. Remember, they showed that at SEMA last year. They're going to keep their colors a little bit more plain to encourage people to go get wraps in colors that they want.
Yeah, the one that they provide on the builds right now that you can order is a clear wrap, though. So it's the same color, just a matte finish, basically. Right. But yes, they made that available. But also remember that it was only a couple states, and it really hasn't hit around. But because you could, even in that one, you could get all kinds of colors. You could choose your color.
Right. I feel like what they're going to do is once that hits all the states and they have enough of those wrap places going, they're going to cut off most colors.
Yeah.
And go to just standard colors, and then
think of it is one of our state's not in there, but we got we have a facility that we've done wraps, complete wraps, and they're good.
Yeah. I mean, we did a video on the Maverick. We did a bright red Maverick.
Well, how about our K-State Corvette? The lavender Corvette that's out on national news on Sports Illustrated. That was a wrap done by a company local that right here in Salina that we work with. All right. Anyway, we better get into recalls. So we kind of got off topic there. I'm going to blame that on Peugeot and Ragnar. Just kidding. Let's talk about recalls, and why not talk about Bronco? Continue talking about Bronco. All right, so this in here is an advance notice of recall 24S64. Ford Authority already has an article out on this, and it actually came out middle of last week. I usually don't keep my eyes on the recalls until Tuesday. So this recall is for 2024 to 2025, because be honest, you may not realize it, but they are building 25s in small numbers for journalists and such. So it does affect 24 and 25s, Broncos and Rangers. So basically anything was built through September 5th. And you might say, well, they're not producing Broncos until later. Well, like I said, there's some there's some that are built in there that you just don't know are out there. 2,391 are affected by this recall, and if some of the affected vehicles, the nut of the ball joint, which secures the front upper control arm to the knuckle assembly, may not have been installed or torqued to specification. This can result in separation of the front upper control arm from the knuckle assembly. A separation of the front upper control arm from the knuckle assembly may result in partial loss of directional control without warning, increasing the risk of a crash. So dealers aren't supposed to drive these, show these until this recall is done. We don't have a fix on it. This is an advance notice. So I think even Ford Authority put out there a date of when owners are going to be notified. That's not in the recall. So we don't know when they're going to be notified yet. They'll be notified once repair orders are available. So and parts are available too. So we don't have that information yet. So there you go. So again, vehicles. So these are some vehicles that could be in transit on their way to the dealerships probably could be on dealer lots right now as well. So they cannot deliver those without that recall being done. So it is so it is a do not drive thing right there. Okay. All right. Next one is an update. This is supplement number 3 to safety recall 24S05 for the 2023 to 2024 model year Transit equipped with the 9.75 rear axle. So we've talked about this recall in the past. This recall affects 112,279 vehicles. This has to do with the rear axle pinion bearing lubrication. For vehicles built at Kansas City plant. So they've updated a lot of things, including the parts required, the labor hours, the claims preparation for the dealers and everything, the technical instructions. All that's been replaced for dealers. So the recall hasn't changed. It's just the information for dealers and service centers to be able to fix these. So that's been updated. So I won't go over all that. Letters have already gone out to customers, I believe, right? Yeah, I think they went out. Oh, no, it says mailings began by the fourth quarter of 2024, which we're in the fourth quarter of 2024. So, so there you go. So, all right, next is compliance recall 24C33 that has to do with 24 model year Maverick. It has to do with the second row seat tether anchor bolt repair. And these are vehicles built on August 28th. On that day only. So 6 vehicles are affected by this. I give you all the recalls, even if it only affects 6 vehicles. So infected vehicles, the second row child seat tether anchors may have incomplete thread engagement, and as a result may not meet this strength requirements for child restraint anchorage systems set forth in the Federal Motor Vehicle Standard 225. Anyway, there you go. So those will need to be fixed. Letters are going to go out once parts and instructions are available. So this is an advance notice for dealers, giving you guys advance notice. If your vehicle was built on August 28th, you're one of the rare 6 people. All right. This next one is safety recall 24S65. Another small one, 21 model year Mach-E built between October 28th of 2020 through September 24th of 2021. 50 vehicles are affected by this. It's crazy to me that only that many vehicles are built between that time frame, but and the affected vehicles customers may experience a lack of power assist braking, vehicle stability control features, including the anti-lock braking, electronic stability control and traction control systems, and driver assistance features like hill start assist and pre-collision assist also will be disabled, and regenerative braking capability will be reduced. The instrument cluster will display several it says ABS, so it's going to light up for you. ABS related warning lamps and text messages at vehicle startup. A loss of power brake assist and or vehicle stability control features may reduce the effectiveness of the braking system, increasing the risk of a crash. Owners will be notified the week of November 8th, it says. So it looks like they actually have the repair orders and everything. So that is an official notice of that one. There you go. This next one is an emission recall 24E12 for 2018 to 2020 F-150s equipped with the 2.7 liter EcoBoost motor. Hey, this would have been mine back in the day. Anyway, 505,633 vehicles are affected by this. The affected vehicles have a powertrain control module calibration that could, over time, reduce the effectiveness of the emissions control system and the monitoring accuracy of the catalytic converter's efficiency. As a result, the malfunction indicator lights may illuminate for low catalyst efficiency, even though a catalytic converter repair may not be necessary. So, and then letters are going to go out the week of, be mailed by January 31st of 2025. So there you go. And this is actually a vehicle. If you happen to have a new 2018 to 2020 F-150, it is on delivery hold. Oh my gosh. Better not have one. All right, that's all the recalls.
All right.
That's that.
Greg McConn's like an hour and a half in, and we haven't even hit recalls. We really derailed this.
Great job. You guys, it's really easy to get me off on the tangent, right? Talking
Especially
Bronco.
with Bronco.
Get me talking Bronco stuff. Maverick, same way, right? You can get me talking about Maverick stuff. All right. Anyway. Okay. I had an is it true, but I was wrong, so it wasn't true. All right, we're moving on to regular Mountain Dew. All right. So we get into the topic.
Yeah. I want to get a box or something to put this on so I can see more.
You just need to cast it on the computer.
Cast it to yours. I can't see your screen.
Just mentioned that when he sits there, he needs to get another monitor that he can plug into. Dual monitor. All right. Let's talk about Mustang Mach-E. All right, 25 order bank opened up. Transit did too. I totally missed that one. But I usually don't cover Transit. There's just so many configurations of Transit, and they're usually almost always like a fleet or a business. So that's why I usually don't cover them much.
And Peugeot has an is it true?
Does he?
Is it true that the shock can punch a hole through the floor of a Bronco?
I think it probably could.
Yes, because it actually happened to him.
I think it probably could.
No, like it actually happened to him.
Well, you remember my strut was like out of whack and it was like about ready to come off.
Yeah. No, he still has the hole in this vehicle. It punched through the floor.
Yeah, I can see it.
So there you go. There's your is it true? It's true.
Did you have the recall with the upper control arm?
It says he has them disconnected right now. He's planning to fix it this weekend.
All right. We're going to talk about Mustang Mach-E, which is now cheaper. The 2025 model year came in much cheaper, and we'll maybe talk about pricing first. So the select trim level is now $3,500 cheaper than it was. So now it comes in starting price at $36,495 plus $2,000 for destination delivery. So you're still $38,500. But the big news is that all the other stuff came down $4,000 with the exception of the GT. So premium is $4,000 cheaper than it was before. So now a premium standard range comes in at $39,900, which is really, in my opinion, to buy is the premium trim. Yeah, but you can get a select extended range. So the extended range actually did go up $750. So when you add that option of extended range on like the premium rear wheel drive, it is $3,750 now instead of $3,000. Now the extended range on the select all-wheel drive is like $5,250 now. So yeah, so there you go. There's that. But anyway, let's see what other things. The GT is $2,500 cheaper than it was. So which is pretty cool. That's $52,500 basically. And here's another one. The Rally package went down $500. It is now $3,500. $3,500 for the Rally package, in my opinion, is cheap for what you get, because you got to remember part of that, $1,000 of that is your GT performance pack. It's your performance upgrade, not performance pack, but your performance upgrade, right? Your software upgrade to get the extra horsepower, right? Or torque, I mean. So that's part of it. There's $1,000 of it right there. So now you're down to $2,500 for the rest of it. All the stuff you get, plus the rally mode and everything. I think it's a pretty good buy. But anyway, that's just me. The sport appearance package is $2,500. It's about where I thought it would be. The Blue Cruise one-time purchase of Blue Cruise is $2,500. We kind of knew the price of that. The 1-year plan is $500, which we kind of knew what that was going to be. Now for the GT, it's not $2,500 because you get 1 year for free. So that's $2,000 for the GT. Let's see what else did I notice is significant. Ford connectivity package, which is new for this year. Does it have it in there? Here it is. One-time purchase is $745. So they don't have a yearly plan in here. So I guess you get that, only can get that from the dealer. So anyway, so there's that. All right. Nothing really went up. The mobile power cord did go up $100, but you get the adapter now. So you're basically getting the adapter for $100 because they're about $200. Well, I got mine. Mine was $200 through Electron. So I didn't pay that, but that's okay. Let's see what else. Yeah, that's about it. That's pricing. All right. So let's talk about the different changes. And as you guys know me really well, I did find some things that you see my little notes there that I found a couple things that had changed from last year's order guide to this year's. And I don't say last year's in a way of this time last year. I mean the job 2 updates. So what it was, the last order guide that came out of the 24 model year. So that's with the job 2 stuff. Is what I'm comparing it to. So I did see a couple things that I'm like, well, maybe they just got that wrong. So I have an email into the brand manager for the Mach-E. So they're all these brand managers are getting emails from me. We'll just see who does the best. By the way, Maverick actually does the best, but that's fine. Won't get into that to a race, right? So all right. So here are some things that I noticed on this. Now, one of them is the vapor injection heat pump. So that what's important of that heat pump, that is now standard equipment on all of your Mach-E's. Lightning did receive this last year. That's going to supposedly it's going to help the Mach-E have better range in cold weather. So somehow it helps power the, a lot of times your vehicle, because it's cold, needs to kind of warm the motors up and the battery and that kind of stuff. And this heat pump, because of how it functions and everything, it uses less of your power. So that you get better range in the cold weather. So from what I understand, I think that's kind of how it works. Anybody can correct me, please do, because I'm not a mechanic or technical or engineer. So please correct me. I would love for you to do that. I like to educate myself. Some other different updates to the exterior of the vehicle. We have 3 new wheels for this year. So the Rally has another optional wheel. If you don't like those wheels and go, yeah, I don't like the Rally, but I don't like those white wheels. Oh, great, because they got a dark carbonized gray one that's available. Almost kind of looks like the Maverick Lobo wheel. Anyway, so that one's available if you want that, and looks really good on the desert sand, by the way. Actually, you know what? Let me grab this folder. I have a folder with all these images, so we need to. Oops, wrong one. Where's that at? Here. I'll pull up these folders so you guys can see images while we're doing this. Where's that? Mustang Mach-E. Yeah, let's pull this up. All right, share this window to the window. Add it. Stop that camera. There we go. All right. So there is the wheel, the new optional wheel right there. It looks black in that image, but if you look at some of these others, you can see it's gray. It's a dark carbonized gray. So that looks really good. That's a new color as well. Desert sand, new color for this year. And I'm going to tell you, if I were getting the Mach-E Rally this year, this is a color combination I go with. I like the desert sand with the gray, carbonized gray, although now you'd have some black accents too, but hopefully you wouldn't have the white. And I don't know what it does to the interior. We don't know. I haven't seen that. So I don't know if the interior still gets the white accents, which probably wouldn't look that bad, but there we go. I'm telling you, I kind of like the look of that. Anyway, okay, we'll get into that, some more of that. Now, there's also a 20-inch monochromatic high gloss black painted wheel that is now standard on GT. So it gets a new wheel for this year. I don't think I have images of that wheel. They did a lot with the premium sport package. And maybe I do have some B-roll, but I won't play that. But that maybe have some of that, but we'll get into the sport appearance package in just a little bit. All right, so you have that. Also, another new wheel is the wheel that's optional on the Select. That's a 19-inch monochromatic high gloss black painted wheel that's optional on the Select. So technically, they're not, Ford actually in their media said there's 3 new wheels. Technically, there's 4 because there's a new optional wheel for the Select. There's a new wheel for the GT that's standard. There's also a new wheel that's available as optional equipment on the Rally. And then there's a Sport Appearance Package wheel. Unless that Sport Appearance Package wheel is the same one that you get on the GT. Could be. We'll get into that in just a second. All right. Also, it says front recovery hook is standard on the Select. Not sure why just on the Select, but there you go. Some things that I noticed on the order guide was on the premium edition, the wheel lip molding has changed. So on the, let me pull this up. So there you go. So this is a copy. This is a version of the Sport Appearance Package, but on the Premium Edition, this is kind of the way it looked last year. And I think the reason they switched that for this year is because of the Sport Appearance Package. So you get the high gloss black wheel lip moldings, the lower cladding, the front and rear lower cladding are all going to be on the Sport Appearance Package are going to be this black painted. Well, last year it was also black painted. So what they've done this year is the wheel lip moldings are now going to be body colored. So that way it really gives a reason to have that Sport Appearance Package and give it more of a look there. So that's a difference that I noticed. Also on the GT, I noticed that they said black painted door cladding, which I think it was last year, if I remember right, but it was just missing off the order guide. And then the grill shield. So the grill is going to probably look like this for the GT. So it's been a gray one last year. It's going to be more of a black grill shield this year. So that's got a little bit different this year. They did delete the windshield wiper de-icer. So it's no longer, it was standard equipment on Select and above. It is now no longer there. And then they also deleted they switched out the optional wheel on the Select. So now the Select is a 19-inch monochromatic high gloss black painted wheel instead of a 19-inch high gloss black painted. So whatever that means. New colors, desert sand, the molten magenta, which is what you're seeing in images right here. That's molten magenta metallic tinted clear coat. For me, it looks a lot like rapid red. I don't know. And then velocity blue is also a new color. So, and then deleted colors, grabber blue metallic went away. Rapid red metallic tinted clear coat and vapor blue. Those colors all went away. So again, I had a Rally with the grabber blue. Can't get that anymore. All right. Ooh. Let's talk about this shifter. Something I think is pretty cool. You notice they moved the shifter. Did you catch this? The rotary dial shifter used to be right here. So they've changed this out. It is different now. I think that's where you maybe can put your phone to have it upright. I think that's almost big enough to get a third cup holder or a drink there. But they moved this up. They said people wanted more room, more storage closer to them. And I kind of agree. The wireless charging pad is up here. And I think we got another image of this. But they moved the shifter to there. So now it's kind of like some of the luxury vehicles.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like that, but you only shift it a couple of times, right? So I probably can get past that since you're giving me this. I probably can be all right. So they called it a monostable gear shifter now. So that's an upgrade there. So there you go. And I think there you go. So you can kind of see it right there as well. So anyway, what else? I was going to go show you something else. There's the wheel of the Sport Appearance Package. We'll get more into that in just a little bit. There's the back seat of Sport Appearance Package. Okay, here's a better view of that. So you can kind of see down here, the wireless charging pad is up there. And I will say it is kind of a reach a little bit, especially while you're driving. But yeah, so still have the wireless charging pad though, unlike the Bronco. All right, vented or cooled front seats for the premium. So that was not available on the premium last year. It is this year. So that is an upgrade for you. Also, they upgraded to instead of the intrusion and inclination sensors, so all having that. Instead, they went to the full perimeter alarm system. So, so there you go. So they kind of added that, so upgraded that. And then the Blue Cruise has been updated. So it is now Blue Cruise 1.5 will be available on the 2025 version. So that nice that addition gets you this here. So you get the automatic lane change. So before, what you had to do is if you came up behind somebody who went the same speed as them, you put your turn signal on, it would change your lane. Now it's saying as you come up, it'll do it for you. You don't have to put your turn signal on. My question is, how long does it take it to do that? I want to test this. If you're out there from Ford, I want to be invited to every event you have. I know you're going to do test drives with your friends of Ford and some of the media. I want to be invited to this. I got to find out who the media person is. If I get the brand manager to contact me back, I want to drive this. I want to know how good that is and how well it works. But there you go. And whether or not I could trust it. But anyway, so there you go. That's new. That's different from the Blue Cruise. And by the way, there are people still running on Blue Cruise 1.0 Ford, including my son's 2023 Mach-E. He gets into mine, which is just a year later, and he's like, yours is like the I think mine's 1.3 version. And I have the lane change assist and everything. And he's so jealous. And he's got 3 years of Blue Cruise and I don't. So I am not even going to use half of my stuff. And he's like, oh. But you need to allow for the update. Before you have versions 1.4, 1.5 come out, you need to update all the people that have 1.0 up to the 1.3 at least. Let's get with it here. Anyway, so there's my rant. What else we got here? Also, there will be now, instead of having an option for 3-year Blue Cruise, now you have 1 year is going to be standard on the GTs. 30 days is going to be on the Mach-E's. See, I got, I got 3 months. Did I say 30? 90 days, whatever. I think I said 3 days.
Something like
I meant
that.
3 months. Anyway, you get 3 months, and then after that, you can pay for a 1 year plan, or you can pay for the lifetime plan at the purchase of your vehicle, or you can order it on your vehicle, one or the other. And then the Ford connectivity package, we talked about that. 1 year will be included. It can be included as standard. You can get a one-time purchase that'll be optional for you. And that'll include, for the Mach-E, will include the cellular connectivity for audio and video streaming, the unlimited 5G Wi-Fi hotspot, and then the entertainment that says, and it gives an example of the karaoke. So there's that. And then the fast charging adapter will be included in your mobile power cord. Mobile power cord is still optional equipment, but you can add that. You will get the adapter if you add that. So let's see what else. Yeah, and Sport Appearance Package on the premium is now going to be available. So basically what they're saying is this is going to give you a GT look without having to go up to the GT. How much was the price between that? So to go to GT, which comes standard extended range, you can get, so it's $10,000 upgrade minus $3,750. So it's $6,000 to go from premium to that. For only $2,500 of that, you can get the Sport Appearance Package to look like that. That's the point. So with that package, you're getting what you're seeing here, this vehicle here, that gives you the 19-inch monochromatic high gloss black painted wheel. Okay, the GT gets a 20-inch, so there is 4 wheels forward, not 3. You get the red painted front and rear brake calipers, which you see on the GT. You get the sport pedals, again, you see on the GT. You get the Brembo branded front brakes, again, on the GT. The unique red accent stitching on the seats, instrument panel door, and everything else. I think we were showing that off earlier.
Mom says it looks nice, but it's a good thing we don't need a new Mach-E.
Yeah, that's right. Unique front fascia with body colored upper and black painted lower. So one of the things they did, I did mention that. Now they went to that. You also get the black painted front and rear door cladding, wheel lip moldings, and rear lower fascia. So I think I think they said that the Mach-E went the premium went to molded in black in the front and back, but that's not showing on the order guide. And there's no images online to see that, because in that way it dresses this version up a little bit. So, all right, so there's that. So it's $2,500 for that package. So there you go. But anyway, again, not a lot of huge changes, but some things that some people will want. They did remove the Mach-E, but I think they did that in job 2 of last year because I didn't see that as a change. They also added a feature that I saw listed on the GT that said unbridled extended drive mode. So I didn't know that you were capped on your unbridled mode because I don't know. I've used it quite a bit. So, and road edge detection, and as well as automatic emergency braking oncoming. So those are things we've been seeing on even the Maverick coming through that they are including on all the other vehicles. So they do not have. They still have to be determined on the kilowatt for the standard range. Saying the standard range is 91 like it was last year, but they didn't say it was 72 for the standard range. So I'm wondering if that will be changed. I don't know. And some people in media, I guess, have had their hands on the new Mach-E and said the frunk is smaller. I don't know. Again, I want to be invited to these.
Why would it be smaller?
Because the heat pump takes up more room, which makes sense. But there you go. But they say they're listening to customers. That's why they moved the shifter, the rotary dial shifter. I think some people don't like it there. They're afraid they're going to shift it. And I've had mine there. I know I never have any issues.
I could see an issue with it. Because I do reach over into my passenger seat a lot, or I reach back to give my kids something, and I could see me accidentally bumping it.
But it's kind of down because your armrest and then it's down. I don't know. I haven't had any issues, but that's fine.
You haven't, but are you reaching here, there, and everywhere in your car?
I drive in my car.
You drive in your car. You know how often I sit there with my kids and wait for something?
Yeah, I don't have ADHD.
What about the kids grabbing it? If their foot's not on the brake, it won't change.
Right? It's locked.
So as long as they can't push on the brake and turn it, you aren't going to have that problem. Now, I could see where, like, Theo got into the footwell of the driver's seat, and he could potentially be pushing on that and go to climb up and shift. Potentially. I could see the potential in that.
While you're driving? No, just kidding. Sarah's getting on her own rant. All right.
So
I do like the physical shifter on the Bronco.
So we have the town car still, and the boys like to get in that and pretend to drive. So they'll get in it and they'll sit behind the wheel and they'll drive. And they.
So question though is, will you hit the will you hit this thinking, oh, let me turn my wipers on, put it in reverse. Oh wait, let me turn my wipers on. Oh, I'm in reverse. So this bothers Jeff in that
I could.
All these luxury cars are the same. This is similar to a lot of luxury cars. So he doesn't like, and even though it's that way because it's on there, it's it's PRND, right? It's in that order it is, and even the shifter. But he hates that, and a lot of the luxury vehicles that you push up to go backwards.
It's weird.
He said, wouldn't you push down to go backwards and up to go drive?
Okay, but I will say, when you're driving a manual, don't you go forward with your hand to put it into reverse usually?
Yeah, you get forward.
Right.
Usually, not always.
So it's
sometimes you come down.
transitioning from going from a manual to... Yeah. He also doesn't know how to drive a manual, and so that therefore might be a little bit different.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyway. Hopefully you're not shifting from reverse to drive too often.
Signals and wipers are reversed on a Japanese spec car. I do a pretty good job. I've been working here since I was 16. I do a pretty good job of transitioning.
I don't know. Now I want to look at my car. I don't know. Was the wiper over here last year? Here,
I know the wiper's there on my car, but at the same time, if my brain's hardwiring it in, that's where that's going to be.
I'm looking at the 24 to see where it's at and look at some pictures. I can't tell. I don't think there's anything there. So it looks like, no, I think your turn signal is, okay. So on 24, I think the turn signal is over here.
Which
and
it
then
is for most
and then the
people, most
wiper is on
cars.
the other side.
Yeah.
So it took place of the wiper, and now the wiper is now a dial along with the turn signal.
Now that, okay, I've been in a car where it's like that, where the turn signal's over here along with the wipers, and I've gone to turn on the turn signal, and it's rotated because of the way that my hand moves on it, and it turns my wipers as I go to turn. That was not fun. That startled me.
So here you can see this image. So in here, see, so over here you got your, that's your shifter, and then over here is your turn signal, and then your wipers you rotate, and your back wiper so you have those two dials now instead with the turn signal.
I think they should have moved over to like how the Lincolns have it. They have like the keyboard.
Why not move it? Just move it. Yeah, just move it up on the dash. Here, do we have a picture of a dash? So why not like move it up here somewhere or something?
Right.
Instead of up there. So that way you still have your turn, you still have your wiper, and you still have your turn signal, but then like put it up here somewhere or something. I don't know. I do like what they did on that. I like the Expedition layout a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I didn't think about this, but if I remember right, you got better headrests in the Expedition 25.
Bowles was thinking the same thing I was. Are you a fan of the piano key shift? That's what I was thinking of, the piano key shifters.
I mean, but they're all up here. So they're kind of like on the dash instead.
Yeah.
So I don't know. To be honest, this didn't bother me.
Hey, at least
having it down here did not bother me. I'm not. Anyway, now we're going on and on for where to put the shifter, but that didn't bother me. So, there were any of these upgrades something that I feel like I need to upgrade mine? No, not really.
All right.
In fact, I don't have to worry about the silly. I'm sorry. I almost said stupid. I just did. But the Ford connectivity package, I still think it's a system. Just give me access to it. Again, we'll go back to the connected services, right? And where I think they've just gone overboard. I still think that. So you get a Mach-E, you got to use your Blue Cruise for 3 months and use your connectivity for a year before you have to pay extra. You're talking $745 for the Ford connectivity package to give you what? Audio and video streaming. And some of the vehicles, it gives you more than that. So I probably would order it on the Expedition because it gave you the navigation too. At least on this, you still get the navigation for 3 years, which that's not. So I don't understand why, like on the Mach-E, and I think it's because it's not the Ford digital experience. It's different. It's Sync 4A.
Mm-hmm.
And so the Sync 4A, you know, I don't need the Wi-Fi hotspots. I mean, for me, all of our devices, all of our kids' devices, we have unlimited data on our phones. Now, I get it if you had like an iPad and whatever, you know, like an Expedition where it says bring your own devices, put them in a holder.
Yeah.
I could see that, plugging them in, letting the kids be able to use connect to the vehicle to use it. I can see that, but I don't know. But still, and I can maybe see a service behind the Wi-Fi hotspots a little bit more, but $10 is a month is a little bit different. But what's $10 a month? That's $120. Okay, well there's your connectivity package right there. What is it? $150 for the connectivity package for a year, and it's $120 for the Wi-Fi hotspots. So basically, they've just moved the Wi-Fi hotspots. They raised it $30 and said they're also including a couple other things. So now instead of working through AT&T, you just work through Ford. Okay. All right. Yeah. And see, I got to reason myself through this stuff and say, okay, I might be all right with it now.
So an entry-level 2025 Mach-E with the 7,500 government incentive will be around $28K.
Okay, I don't think you get 7,500s. I didn't on mine. When I got my Mach-E, I did not get $7,500 tax credit. You have, I think, on a lease you do. Well, okay, Ford gets it. You don't. So what Ford has been doing is, like on mine, I got $7,500 off as a rebate if I leased the vehicle.
Mach-E gets only $37,500 for lease.
Okay. Hey, Bo Family AV. Thank you for joining us. I was on his podcast.
Mhm.
Awesome. Thank you. I can say he knows his EVs, so I'm glad you joined in.
He's been in here this entire time.
Oh, I don't even.
I've been throwing his comments up.
I don't notice the chat.
I've been throwing yours.
I
his
try to stay
comments up.
focused because it's hard enough for me to concentrate on what I want to talk about.
No, he's had some pretty good comments, and I've been throwing them up.
Okay, so yeah.
So,
So
yeah.
all right. So I don't know. So I do know that I know when I leased mine, Ford gave me a discount.
Lease gets the full.
Lease gets the full. Okay. So that's why I think on mine, but I think the dealer has to, I think it comes from Ford because I think if I remember right, Ford gets it because they're the leasing company. And then, so for what they're doing is most of those will show an incentive or a rebate. And I think that's what happened on mine anyway. I think it was a $7,500 rebate on a lease, which is why they're such a smoking good deal right now. So there you go. Cool. Yep. So what does he like on the Mach-E? So he's got a Lightning. Chris does.
Mm-hmm.
Should have sent him a link to the video. Anyway. But yeah. So I don't know. I like some of the changes. I like the sport appearance package for the not have to go to GT because I think premium is a good price point and a pretty good one. And I mean, really, just under 40. That I always try to compare pricing from one model to another. So let's think back on this. If you look at what comes, in my opinion, comes standard on a Select, you get a lot of features. So think about this. All the Blue Cruise hardware, if you don't use Blue Cruise, let's say you don't keep it like I didn't, you get adaptive cruise control. Mach-E or a Maverick. Let's think about Maverick for a second. What do you have to do on a hybrid Maverick that gets 42 miles on the gallon? You go to get adaptive cruise, you go up to the Lariat trim, you get adaptive cruise, you get some of those things, right? You get ActiveX seats, you get a lot of the features, right? But you don't get Blue Cruise as an option. You don't get some of these things. I don't know, to me, how smooth it drives and everything. But if you want to compare it, $37,000. What's a Lariat cost? It's $36,500. So for $1,000, I can go to a Mach-E. And granted, if you don't want an electric vehicle, you could make that argument. But let's say you do want to, maybe this is your commuter, and you're going to start your day with a full tank, in a sense, with a full charge every morning. And that's your commuter vehicle, just like maybe your Mach-E or your Maverick is for some people. $4,000. I'd rather drive this. I don't have a bed, granted, but I can lay the seats down and get a lot of stuff in the back of it. I don't know. That's, and that's sometimes when I think of prices, that's, I think of like Bronco. Hey, let's compare Bronco price to a Maverick. Let's compare it to a Bronco Sport where it's at. And hey, man, why isn't it under $40,000? Well, a Maverick Lariat is $36,000, right? So you got to compare it comparatively. Now it seems like if you can find a vehicle under 40, you're doing a pretty good job in getting it. And you're getting a lot of equipment like you're getting with this. Because that's the other thing that when I get into even like Jeff's Mach-E, he doesn't have heated seats, but you can't add the comfort package, right? And you get heated seats and heated mirrors and everything. So for a very small fee, I can get a Select with that standard range of its daily commuter, like it is for Jeff. His is actually all-wheel drive standard range, right? So he doesn't have to worry about when they're driving or anything, and he doesn't. If he had the comfort package, he'd have heated seats, and you're still easily under 40. You're kind of Maverick Lariat pricing.
Yeah,
that's not a bad deal. I don't know, just the way I'm looking at things like that. So, same way when you're looking at. If you're looking at F-150 Lightning, a lot of people are asking, about the pricing on that. But I mean, a Flash Edition is pretty darn. I mean, a Flash Edition is equipment wise now gets the ActiveX seats, so you're like a Lariat, a gas Lariat. It's probably pretty similar pricing. It's been a while since I compared the two, but I mean, really, the EVs are getting to where they're in the price point of where they belong to their gas counterpart, in my opinion. But so it's not too bad. So, like I said, it's all about how you use it and everything else. So, yeah. So I don't know if he was in here earlier when I was talking about that. We're going to go to the event down in Austin, Texas, in November. Hopefully he's. I don't know if he'll be there or not, but hopefully there's a lot of people we can meet and talk to and chat that I haven't had to in the EV community. So it'll be really fun. But there's that. And you can order one of these. And now they're not priced like they were, where MSRP and invoice was the same. So maybe I need to throw that out. Probably throw that out in the Mach-E videos that we're probably going to do invoice pricing.
Yeah. And Peugeot said, yeah, it's great for an around the town golf cart. They're like, it's not around the town golf cart. And he's like, well, in West Texas, everything is 200 plus miles away from where I live. So it's an around the town golf cart because he doesn't have stops, is what he's saying.
There you go. I noticed that there are a lot of chargers in Texas.
Yeah.
Because we were going to go to Austin. I was looking at it, man. I was like, oh, my word. Like, Kansas City is not set up for the infrastructure. Like, you've been there. We talked about it. The over by the airport and everything, there is, like, no DC charging over there at all. I don't know what they're thinking. You go and look at Austin. You should look at the map for Austin, Texas, because I only do level 4s and above when I look at my, like, ChargeWay app.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, my.
See, that's the thing, though, is that they're like, oh, yeah, the EVs are great. People in the metro areas are loving them. The infrastructure is getting set up in those metro areas. Kansas City is a metro area, and it's not there.
Yeah.
Why? Is it because it's Midwest? I don't know, but
I mean, the highways aren't too bad to get to from. I mean, like if I go across Kansas and into Colorado, it's not too bad.
Henry Story says for over $100,000, you can get massage seats in an F-450. And then pay that much in gas each year.
There's purposes behind it. F-450. Here's what's really funny is that so I love my Mach-E, I love my electric vehicle, but I also like my gas guzzler Bronco. I feel like when I drive both, that I'm helping Ford out because I'm helping them get so I can drive a Bronco and Ford can still keep selling Broncos that get 15 miles of the gallon. I can then purchase a Mach-E to kind of outweigh that. Right.
Yeah.
So then they can still sell F-150s and Super Duties and make them.
Right. So Peugeot says he's 3 hours from Austin, 3 hours from San Antonio. They do have chargers in San Angelo, but Junction, next nearest high-speed chargers, are 100 miles away.
Huh. Yeah, I was looking at the trip down because Wichita's the same way. Wichita really doesn't have a lot. They have one on the one side of town, but not the other. Kansas City is kind of that way. The Overland Park side, yeah, there's a bunch of them over there because that's
the high end.
Yeah, that's your. Where you see all the luxury vehicles.
Well, that's where you see your football players and your actors and your high end people are living.
Yeah.
Lawyers, doctors.
But over there by the airport on the north side, there's not much over there.
Well, guess what else? Over there, they have more land in between your places.
Yeah. So, but I did notice there's several chargers down on the way down to Texas. So shouldn't be any issues. I think it's that way to where about anywhere I can travel and be all right. I did look; it would add about I don't know. I think I was telling your mom, I was like, I use the ChargeWay app, which I don't. I've done enough of this that I know how I want to do it, and I know what my range can be. I know that in the Mach-E, because we've gone to Kansas City enough times, I can go 75 in the Mach-E, and I know that I can get about 180 miles.
Mm-hmm.
Right, without having to worry about charging. Now that's at 100%, so maybe it's a little less than that. But so like it tells me to stop at 100 miles and charge there. I'm like, well, wait a minute. There's another charger at 140 miles instead. So why is it telling me to charge there?
Yeah.
Because then I'm like, well, maybe it's because I need to stop at a different charger that I won't be able to get to. And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
So then I looked at the next one and I'm like, and it was like 300 miles. I'm like, well, there's a 140 and a 140.
Right.
Easy. So now ChargeWay is a great app, but now I like forget it. I just use the map and I'm like, okay, look, how far is this from where I'm at? So once I get to a place, I'm like, okay, that's where I'm going to charge. So then I set that destination. Now, what a lot of times I'll do is, because this does happen, there are bad chargers out there and then bad charge stations, right? I've had that happen.
Yeah.
I like I've already looked at it. I'm like, okay, I want to go to the town that has 2 different charging stations, right? So if that one's not working, then I can count on the other one, hopefully. So that's something to think about. So, so that I've looked at, but I'll go 150. And then once I get on the road there before I leave from that one, or while I'm charging, why not? Not do anything else. Then I can look and see what's the next place I'm going to charge. And I go to that place. We did that when we went to St. Louis.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like the very first time I ever drove one. So,
yeah.
Anyway.
How far is it to Dallas from Salina?
I don't know. It says it's it's about 10 hours, I think.
Okay.
So I think it's about to Dallas, but to Austin it was 10 miles. I noticed that it said 12 and a half hours, and that's with 2 hours of that charging.
Okay.
But I'll do it faster because I'm not going to charge as often as they say.
He has an adapter, so he
I got
can
a
use Tesla.
Is it in here?
I think so. Maybe you took it back out to your car.
Yeah, it's in the vehicle just in case I need it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have an Electron adapter. I've done a video on that, and I did a video for Electron for that, and so that's the one I have. So I don't have one that's not working. So yeah, I can use Tesla or those. Now, not all Teslas. Don't forget, not all Teslas work. So it can't be. Has to be a certain level, and so I do like Ford's app for that. Because ChargeWay might say, okay, there's a Tesla one there. Yeah. But I may not be able to use that one. So I do like you. Ford's app is really good. And there are a lot of people around here who said, what apps do you guys use? And a lot of them said they drove into like Kansas City and some places, Branson, Missouri. And they're like, I just use the Ford app. Yeah. Because it really is pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Now, Ragnar said, the drive through West Texas is one of the most boring. My answer to that is, do you know why? He said, besides going through Kansas, Kansas is boring. Do you know why we go to Colorado? Most Kansans go to Colorado for vacation. It's because you go up into Nebraska, you just see the same thing. You go over to Missouri, exact same thing.
There's down to Oklahoma. Hills there, though.
There are. Go down to Oklahoma, exact same thing, except now the dirt's red.
Yeah.
You go over to Colorado, and you have beautiful mountains.
Yeah.
We drive there for the mountains.
Yeah.
Like, that's why most Kansans will go to Colorado for their vacation, because it's within 6 hours, you're seeing mountains.
Yeah. Yeah. True that. And they actually have a pretty good infrastructure for electric vehicles. We see a lot of them over there.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, the Tesla does open things up. I mean, the times that we've used the adapter, Jeff's using it twice now. I've used it. A lot of guys have used my adapter. I've been sharing it. Here you go. Sure, go ahead. Right? Why don't you take it? Because they haven't gotten there yet. That's the other problem is that if they could get faster at getting these adapters to everybody, once I get the Ford one, I'll probably compare and everything. But yeah, we'll see. But
yeah.
So there you go. But I will say Kansas is like, especially if you're going across east to west, vice versa. What is it? 500 miles across there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty good distance.
Well, I mean, to go from, we're pretty much in the middle. So to go from here to the Colorado border, that's what, 4 hours ish?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
I think Goodland's about 4.5.
6 hours you're in Lyman.
Right, and that's Colorado.
Because I think it went like 3.5 hours, stopped, and then I went 3 hours, and then I was at Lyman.
Yeah, but you stopped in Colby.
It was 8 hours to get to Buena Vista.
I think Goodland.
Buena Vista.
I think Goodland's like 4.5 to 4 hours and 40 minutes. And then you go the other way, and you get
Colby's about 3.
Well, Goodland's another
somewhere
hour from
around
there.
Yeah.
So
And that much to the border, but yeah.
yeah. But then you go the other way and it's about 2.5 to get to the Missouri border in Kansas City.
2.5 to 3. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're looking at 7-ish hours.
Well, that's true.
To get
He did
through.
it in 4, he said.
I know, at 55. I suspect you weren't going 55. Going 85.
He said slightly faster.
Oh, yeah. In the 1974 Camaro.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Were you in the Cannonball Run? I was thinking the exact same thing. I once stayed in Salina, Kansas in 2005.
You were here.
Yeah, I was working here. Yeah, anyway. But yeah, that'll be a fun trip. Got a couple, and Chris and I are going to the Texas off-road. Oh, we're gonna make 2 trips to Texas.
Yeah.
Texas off-rodeo. And hey, you know what? Why not hey, everybody else, whoever wants to go, we're doing a half day, the 8 a.m. on the 21st. Chris, I probably shouldn't invite everybody else, but yeah, let's have a fun Ford Video Guy half day adventure. Anybody? I can't give you any kind of discount code. Well, let me work on that. Maybe I can. You guys let me know. Email me if you're interested in doing a half day adventure at Bronco Off Rodeo in Texas, March 21st, with me and my wife, Chris. I don't know if Chris is bringing his wife. I don't know. Anyway, if you want to join us for a half day at 8 a.m. on the 21st, registration is open right now. So Chris and I are down, so we're good. So now the old slots are just fill them up at this point, right? With everybody else, they got us slotted in already, and we'll have some fun. We're gonna get some video capture of this. It's gonna be a blast, and we'll
maybe Lebo and I need to plan a little mini vacate, and we don't go to Bronco Off Rodeo, but we just come along. Go to Texas, see Texas.
Well, that's spring break, so it works out because your mom doesn't have to take days off. So we're gonna do live stream Tuesday night, and then we're gonna take off Wednesday through Sunday. And so we're gonna go down Wednesday. We're gonna take the camper. Mm-hmm. Probably be our first weekend with the camper, camping someplace down in Texas. That'll be warm enough.
Yeah.
We went down there a couple of years ago. I don't know if you remember, right after COVID, and we went to the hill country. So we're gonna camp somewhere around the hill country and check that out.
Is it warm enough for camp tenting at night?
I don't know.
I don't know.
But we'll probably camp somewhere around the hill country, around Fredericksburg. We'll hit Fredericksburg one day, which is that's about right for that place. And then we'll do off rodeo on Friday.
Yeah.
And then Saturday. What I want to do Saturday is I do want to get a hold of some people that are gonna do from Texas. I want to get the South Texas Bronco Club and see if they can take us out doing some off-roading on Saturday is what I'd like to do.
Mm-hmm. So I was going to do our big vacation next year over Supercell week and bring the boys with us.
Tennessee one? Or?
No, to
the
Colorado. Bring Lebo and the boys with me.
I'm really thinking we're going to do again another July one like we did, like your mom and I did. That was so much fun. I mean, it was nice.
Well, we would probably stay at the campground or at the fairgrounds for most of the time, and then maybe see if we can find a Bronco for a day or something.
I'd love to go over to they have Jeep rentals, but they do have I'd like to stay at Taylor Park, so I don't have to go over that pass so often. But
like meet up with the Bronco groups as they come through, or you're going by yourself?
No, I mean in July. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Stay over there, so I have to come up and back because there's only a couple of restaurants over there, but it'd be probably more of eating at the camp and everything. We're dreaming. We're thinking about vacations already. I gotta check and make sure I have vacation days for well, actually I don't have anything we're doing a vacation. I think I'm good. That Friday coming up, but
yeah.
All right. Anyway, what else? Fun stuff. But I'd like to hit so it'll be fun going down to Texas for the EV community, and there you go. There we go.
Impu Joe said I was a bad driver back in the day. Almost didn't get into USAF because he had 18 tickets in 3 years and a suspended license.
I have a friend. relative that used to get a lot of tickets, and he found his way out of a lot of them. He had friends in the right
In
places.
Peugeot, I feel like and Vols was in, he got to drive the Autobahn and went 120.
Yep. Yeah.
So I think some of you guys would like to talk to Blanca. She drove the Autobahn.
Yeah. So Bronco Off Rodeo poster right behind me. So I don't know if you can see that, but it basically says, "You provide the adrenaline, we provide the Bronco." And so you can do it mentions in there about if you buy the Bronco, then do that, and we're paying for your way there if you buy a Bronco from us. But if you want to do a half day, you don't have to own a Bronco or anything. You pay for the half day, and I think the half day now. What Chris and I are doing is a little different because, like I said, they was giving that away at Bronco Supercell, and I got lucky enough to win that. But I think it's in each. You can put 4 people in a vehicle, and I think it's $795 for 4 people. So we looked at that, wasn't it, or was it $495? I gotta bring that up. Bronco Off Rodeo. Select your adventure. I want a Bronco half day. Here, just so we'll let them see what I'm seeing. Bronco half day. Right there. See, they have Nevada, Texas, New Hampshire. I thought they had more half days than that because I thought you could do half days at the Tennessee one. Huh. They might have changed that now. I could have swore that there were more sites. I thought almost all of them did half day adventures. Nevada, Texas, and New Hampshire. New Hampshire's fun too. Anyway. Where was that? Pricing. Hey, there's a guy we saw at Bronco Supercell. Can't remember his name now.
Yeah.
$795 includes up to 3 accompanying guests, expert off-roading instruction, and world class. I think you get lunch provided as well. Access to base camp. What they mean by access to base camp is the merch. You still have to pay for that though. That's not included. You might get a water bottle, but that might be it. Anyway. See, okay, so they showed the 3 locations, but now here it's saying you can do it in Moab, New Hampshire, Nevada, Tennessee, and Texas. So, and I've been to the Texas one. It's fun. So it's been a long time, so it'd be fun going. But anyway, there you go. So it is 4 people for $795. So if you can get some people to go with you, then you can divide up that cost, but you also have to divide up the driving. So, so there you go. So, yeah, that's the thing is it's a little pricey. I think the half day is a little too expensive, but I get it. What's a full day cost? Can you register for a full day without a Bronco? Bronco owners. Okay, and if you're not an owner, I guess not. You know how much it costs to do a full day one? We hope it's what? $34,995.
Yeah.
Base Bronco. Oh gosh. Anyway, so there's that. But and then I know a guest's like if you take somebody like I think you paid $295 or something like that for a guest. So I guess that's about the going rate. But anyway, there you go. So if you guys want to join us, half day, Texas, March 21st is a Friday, 8 a.m. Sign up, meet us up there, and let us know. So, oh, your mom's like, good to know.
Right.
We talked about this, I'm sure. All right. So anyway, but yeah. So I guess I wouldn't say that we were thinking about. I was thinking about leaving on a Wednesday and coming back on a Sunday. We know how that works. I got to get it past the boss, but I'm sure she'd be all right with it. So anyway, but it'll be fun. It'll be a fun spring break for her. So, and she still gets she gets the weekend and a couple days with the grandkids.
Yes.
So she'll divide up the week with grandkids and and having to deal with their spouse. Anyway, we'll see. Especially if we can do some off-roading with the Texas Bronco Club. I got to figure out who's down there in that area. So if you're part of the South Texas Bronco Club in that Austin area, get a hold of me. Ford View guy on Instagram. And let's talk. Let's try to plan something for the 22nd and doing some off-roading. Why not? That'll be a blast. Otherwise, I gotta find my own trails.
Yeah.
I don't think who all do I know down there. Well, Amanda's down there.
Yeah.
See what Brian and Melissa are doing. Hey, you want to come down and meet us down there?
That's what I'm saying. Like, it would be fun to take a little bit of vacation and go down there and just hang out, find stuff for me and the kids and Lebo to do, and you guys do your off-road thing.
Yeah. Ragnicon. Oh yeah, I forgot to do that Instagram thing today.
If you want,
it's a chore, isn't it? Sometimes.
I know. Yep.
Actually, I bucked a Bronco the other night, and I was going to post it on Instagram. Forgot. I need to do that. Plus, then put these.
I do that. People. I get content, and I'm like, I forgot to post that.
Well, I did that for the Ranger. When we did the Ranger.
Did we ever post
build?
The
Ranger build? I got pictures of it, so I was going to post those.
Yeah.
It's still for sale, so I can still do it.
Did we ever post the heritage, the Robin's Egg heritage video that I did?
You did, didn't
you?
You took pictures. You posted.
I took pictures and I posted, but I don't think I ever posted the video because I needed to listen back through them.
Yep. Which might be a big deal now. Was it a 2-door Heritage?
Oh, no. So we had a 2-door Heritage Limited, a 4-door Heritage, and a Bronco Sport Heritage, all in Robin's Egg blue at the same time.
It'd be very interesting. We could be in this live stream at any time, but we'll just go and keep chit-chatting. You guys can just log off when you want to, but you get tired of listening to us. I was going to look and see if we had any Bronco Heritage Editions coming in.
Hacknicon, you have no idea.
All right. Big Ben, Big Ben, Big Ben, Big Ben, Black Diamond, Black Diamond. Oh, Heritage. Oh, all right. E4C. I think that's a 2-door. So we have a Shadow Black Heritage Edition, I think 2-door coming in. Oh, there's another Heritage Edition. E4C body code. All right, now I got to look that up. I don't know the body codes very well on the Bronco, I got to say. Ragnar probably have it before I do. He probably knows the body codes. Let's look it up. I think I'm right. I think it's E4C and E4D. So Heritage Edition E4C. Yeah. So those are 2-doors. We got 2-doors coming in for stock. Heritage Edition. So one in black and the other one is Race Red, which is a discontinued color going in 25. So there you go. Talk about rarity. I don't know. Anyway, so I guess if you're wanting Heritage Edition 2-door, we got a black one coming in and we got a Race Red. I should reach out to that person I talked to on the phone. Mm-hmm. There you go. And we got some black diamonds coming in. A bunch. Like we need a bunch. Oh, and we have more. We have a lot of black diamonds coming in. So if you're wanting black diamonds the way they are now, oh, and these are 2.7s because you can't get a black diamond in a 2.7 this in 25 either. So there you see, Ford keeps just stubbing their toes here. So here, those are black diamond without mid package, 2.7 liter. E4A. Okay, now what's that body code? E4A. That's a 2-door. We have 2-door black diamond with the 2.7s coming in. Try to get a 2.7 2-door in any Bronco in 25 model year. We'll have them on our lot come year end. That actually might be a good video when they come in. Oh my gosh. We have 4-doors coming in as well. E1Bs. With the 2.7 and their mid package 2.7 4-doors. But there you go. So, a lot of people had said, are we not seeing a lot of 2 doors because dealers aren't ordering them? Well, we got some coming in. So we're one dealer that's going to actually take a risk and order them. So we need you guys to follow through and buy them so that we can prove to Ford that people want the 2-door. What are these? Oh, wait. Okay, we got Big Ben 2 doors coming in too. The 2.3 liter. Right? E7. Yes. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 2 doors, and actually 7, 8 include a Heritage. We got 8 2 doors coming in. So these were supposed to be built 2 weeks ago. So they should be here in a couple weeks. A couple of these were. The Big Bens were. There we go. Anyway, there's that. And you know what? I don't know what transmission those have. I usually delete that column when I export
We
it
used
out.
to have a lot of manuals.
Owner's manual? No, just kidding. They're digital owner's manuals now. No, not a lot. We don't order a lot. I mean, we had, what did we have that one? We had that 1, 2, 3 manual. But they don't sell quite as well because it really takes a special person that wants that. Right. So more than likely these are not manuals. They're probably automatics.
Yeah.
I would think. But there you go. We got Oxford White, Grease Red. We got Velocity Blue, Carbonized Gray coming in. Big Ben ought to be here. 3 of those ought to be here anytime. Well, they'll be here early November, probably, actually. A couple weeks. Here we go. And also, and you know what? I'll just say, I'll throw it out there now.
Chris Byrne and Ragnar Khan, they're both like, I'm special. And Ragnar Khan's like, I think we just got called special.
Was it the 2-door people?
The 2-door manual people.
2-door manual.
Well, the Ninjas for real, and then Peugeot.
By the way, also any of these that come in, invoice pricing on those, by the way, when they drop. So invoice pricing, finance $1,000 off of that. Why not? And plus, we'll also complimentary up to $1,000 of your expenses to get to off rodeo. So you get a free off rodeo for yourself, and then we'll pay for air flight and hotel to get you there if you purchase one too, and that's still at invoice pricing. So.
Keeping the vehicle for 6 months is what is keeping me from buying one.
So anyway, I'm thinking when these come in and we have someone on our lot doing a good video, having it cast out, and then talking about the pricing and everything else. Not sure why I'm talking about that on live stream, but anyway, so there you go. We'll talk more about Bronco today than Mach-E. If that makes anybody feel, I don't know. Depends on where you at on that, but there you go. There's that. Anyway, I think everybody but the Bronco people left anyway already. Like, oh, they stopped talking Mach-E. They're talking Bronco. I'm leaving.
Yeah.
So anyway, there we go.
Right.
There's that. All right, I think that's all we have. It's almost 10. Okay. All right. Well, any other last questions? We didn't pop up the Q&A, but we went right into Bronco Q&A. Oh, you got some starred things.
I'm going back through. Oh, yeah.
Should I just pop those up and answer?
Sorry. I'll go one step further and wait till Tim gets a vehicle with Green Bay Packers wrap or interior, exterior gold and green. So you could get the green trimmer on the Expedition.
Yeah, but it's orange. Some people called it gold, but yeah. No,
Anyways.
I'm a Packer fan, but I'm not a person that likes a lot of green stuff.
Yeah. Mom likes her green.
Yes.
We will still need 2 adapters, one for DC and one for AC. They look similar, but they do have to be different.
Yes. For me though, if I'm traveling, I'm going to DC charge.
Yeah.
Now, I guess if you're at a hotel, you'd rather AC charge. You have that, but yeah. But I think what he was referring to was if you were on the NAS, you would need 2 still, right?
Yeah.
So.
Question about F-150 scheduling. I thought that power boosts were only made in DTP, but Space White was only painted in the other plant, and the idea of DTP is going to be painting Space White.
Ooh, I don't. Here's how. I mean, sometimes it comes down to certain colors, or sometimes it's trim levels, because I know plants are kind of divided by trim levels. So, and I don't know if the person's still in here or not, but if you look at the order guide, usually you can kind of tell that by that. That's like, I noticed antimatter blue is not being, you can't put that on an XLT or a lariat, which makes me think that that color is probably a certain plant. And I don't know which plant makes what. I know that XLTs are made out of Kansas City, because I think for the most part, most of our XLTs are made there. So you usually can tell what plant is making what. But XLTs are available in Power Boost, so I don't know if it's limited to the Power Boost necessarily, but more of the plant, what the plant makes. And I don't have the breakdown. It'd be great, man. I wish I had that information, but I don't.
He's wondering if he's wrong, and power boosts are in KC now.
Well, like when I look at the color availability, Space White is available on Lariat, and it doesn't limit it doesn't mention the engine. Now, I know that was a case like one year somebody wanted a 5.0 and race red, and they couldn't get it on a Lariat or something. It was like 3 different things, and they couldn't get it because they didn't make actually, I think it was where the Lariat was made is what it was, more than it was the motor. So I think they use all those motors in all plants, because I don't think they build the motors at the plant. The motors are built somewhere else and brought in, I believe. So I think they probably can be built and brought into both. So let's look here. Space White. Although this one does say Space White. Okay, so STX, black appearance package, gets Space White, but XL does not. But it does say not available with the 201A in Space White. And then Space White's available on XLT, which again, I think is made in Kansas City. It's also available in the XLT black appearance package. And then when you go to Lariat, Space White's available, and it's available in Lariat black appearance package. Space White is not available in King Ranch, but is available in Platinum. So wherever they're making those trim levels. So, so it looks like to me it's available in those, and there's no, no, that's Star White. Yeah. So like for instance, Star White, it says not available with the 500A on the Lariat. So evidently, again, probably plant specific or something, but
right.
Some plants have certain colors than others. So the antimatter blue, I think, is a weird one, because you can get antimatter blue in a Platinum and a King Ranch, and you can get it in the Lariat. And now you can get an XLT. Oh, you can get an XLT black appearance package, but not XLT. And you cannot get it in STX, but you can get it in the XL. And I do know, like, the XL is made in Kansas City. So, anyway, so there you go. All right, next question.
Is freewheeling for towing? Freewheeling Bronco.
What do you mean for towing? It can tow. It's
it's just an appearance package.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's an appearance package. It's the retro style.
What is Power Boost?
That is hybrid. They call it Power Boost because I don't know why they come up with that name, but that's your hybrid motor.
The hybrid with the power output, which would be good for overlanding. So they're saying they should bring that to the Bronco. Instead of a hybrid, like the full hybrid, bring the Power Boost from the F-150 over.
They just want a bigger motor.
Yes, they do. Any lease deals coming for the 2024 models of the Lightning?
I'd assume so. Shoot. Hold on. I was thinking that there were some deals on that they were telling people about. Or our wholesale call will be coming up in a week.
There are no deals. No.
I
Don't
just
really
gotta
know.
find it.
While you're doing that, question please. Ordered Lumen undercarriage courtesy lights for 24 Maverick. Order was canceled and now I can't find them anywhere to order them. Can a dealer with stock ship to my dealer stock?
It's called a dealer trade. So your dealer, if you know there's one at a dealer and you talk to your dealer, they could do what they call a dealer trade.
But
Like
is that for
dealer?
parts?
Oh, for parts? If one dealer can get it, they all can get it.
Right. But he's wondering if a dealer already has stock like they ordered before the shortage happened, if they would send it. So what you would probably want to do is call around to dealerships and see if they have it in stock.
When it comes to parts, I don't think it works that way. I mean, yes, you can. We did actually get like a lot of like bed covers from Mavericks, and a lot of dealers were upset because they couldn't get them, and they were like out of stock for a while. And we did have stock.
Yeah. But
That is a
he's-
possibility.
Right. He's wanting the Lumen undercarriage courtesy lights. So
The undercarriage, that's yeah, okay. So through Ford Accessories?
Yeah.
Oh.
So the thing is most of the time something on
Go
Ford
through Looms.
Accessories. Yeah.
Try their website instead.
Right.
Instead of going through Ford Accessories, go to their website straight to, because they get it from
Yeah.
a provider. So go to their website because they keep some for stock and some they give to Ford.
Yes.
So that's another way of doing
Yeah.
it.
Because our dealership is really big on aftermarket and we'll keep a range of some things that we know
Yeah.
sell well, but we don't keep stock in everything. So it might be hard to, and we do a lot of aftermarket too. So it might be hard to find a dealer that has it in stock. You can call around, but like he said, check their actual
The
website.
dealer, though, if you find it a dealer, more than likely what you'll need to do is you'll need to go just have that dealership ship it to you. Right.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
They're saying it's getting pretty late for some people, and Chris is like, "It's only 8 p.m. What you talking about?" Moondoggy 7:54.
Yep. All right.
For others, it's 11 o'clock.
Mhm. Yep.
So, all right.
Okay. Probably should be heading out. All right. Well, thanks everybody. Great discussion, and I think it was fun. I had fun. You have fun?
Yeah.
All right. That's what
Our,
matters,
our
right?
people in the chat were having fun.
All right. The 40 some people that stayed. Well, I appreciate you guys joining us and keeping that conversation going and asking us questions and keeping it rolling. So I appreciate that. And hope you guys had a good time as well. We'll see what comes next week. Hopefully we'll get Melissa on here.
Yeah.
And maybe we can get hold of Amanda and see how her Bronco did. I know she was actually having some issues with something on one day, but see how that went. But anyway, all right. Well, hopefully we'll do that next week, or we might be talking Expedition. There we go. Anyway, all right. Well, until then, thank you, everybody. And yeah, stay positive, be kind to one another.
And be kind to yourself.
We'll see you guys later.